everyone. It's me, Christine, again. I'm here. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry I'm late, class. I apologize. You know, I forgot my notes. How could I? Welcome on in, everybody. I am your prof, your teacher, your data analyst, Simply. I was like, what's my name again? Data analyst Simply in the house. Today we are doing the data. That's right, we are doing the data. We are actively analyzing it. We are investigating it. We are questioning it. We are wondering about it. We're asking questions about the data. But most importantly, we are exploring the data. We're gonna get into the data. Deep dive, everybody. Jump in. Happy Saturday. We're doing homework. Basically, that's what I'm trying. It's the weekend. We're doing homework. Menchie's alert. Are you ready, girl? Yeah, her eyes are wide open. She's ready to explore your minds. Thank you, Kara, for the 5 gifted memberships. Menchie gang, Menchie gang, Menchie gang, Menchie gang. Are you ready? Benjamin is ready. Not even my Ben, another Ben. Wow, there's other Bens in the world. All right, you're in. Welcome, silly munchkins. Giovanni wants it all. Jennifer, hello, Professor Romer. I saw Jennifer and Rotenberg like over top of each other, and I'm like, is my sister here? Why? She is like not interested in this at all. It's like Jennifer Rotenberg. Present. All right, everyone. Please say present in the chat if you're present. Oh, thank you, lovely teacher's assistant. You're my favorite TA. Thank you. It's TA Ben. Thank you, TA Ben. I know I'm late, but, you know, tea is important. Present, everyone's present. Who's present in class? Okay, we got Laura, Kim, Jenny, Holly, Livia Lou, Josie, Nail Art by Lizanne, Pappy Oreo, Alley Cat, Angela, Mo. All right, yes, present. If you don't put present, you will not be able to attend. Basically, that's how it works. YouTube will know, and they will kick you out of the stream. So, you gotta write present. I love your streams. And then YouTube will think like the word present is spam or something. Susan, it's okay. There's just a lot of presents in the chat. Morning tea, everybody. You're here and present. Okay, we need everyone's full attention. You never know if I might do a pop quiz. You never know, you know? I'm gonna quiz you about your order purchasing history to see if you remember actually buying anything. Like, what did you buy last year? And you fail. Okay, I missed a bunch of things. Let me see if I can find them. Hello, Simply, love your streams. Thank you, Roach Boy. Oh, okay, well, let's see if I can pull them from up here. Hold on. Raccoons had said, I'm so ready. And YouTube has kicked the other ones back. Thank you, Raccoon. Hold on, let me just, hold on. Laura Lou had said, can we talk about what happened yesterday, Discord? Oh, you mean Ben's Discord? Yes, Ben has a Discord now for his members. That's an after-class discussion, okay, Laura Lou? Thank you, Laura XX. You're wearing way back chrome with reflective taco. Can't wait for the data. Woo! Did I thank Kira Una for the 5 gifted memberships? I think I did. Thank you, Nutella Ball 2 for the 1 gifted. Thank you, Shy Guy. Or no. Welcome, Shy Guy, to the Menchie Gang. Oh yeah, for anyone who's part of the Menchie Gang, tomorrow is the next members only exclusive hang, yada yada. It's just an extra bonus stream that I'm gonna try and do once a month, and that'll be tomorrow. So if you are a Menchie Gang member, you'll be able to see that tomorrow. Woo! Welcome to the mods. My mods are also my teacher's assistants, in addition to Ben. So we've got Holo Combo, Carol, Bentendo, who's a chickpea now. Look at his picture. Little chickpea. Procrastination. I don't know if there's a Katie here or a Melon Nail Art. Possibly. While watching the stream. Yes, big love to the mods. You're a TA again? Yes, again. Now you're my TA. Yo, I feel like I was a TA for so much of my life, even though it was only like a few years, but I just like, it felt like it was all the time, you know? But that's just what happens when it's like midterms and papers, which is coming up soon for anyone who's in grad school, who's a TA. Get ready. Get your tea. Get your coffee. You gotta read all those papers. All right, okay. Let's get into it. Let me just, hold on. Teacher has to blow her nose. Thank you, Jacob. Thanks for these, Christine. No other brands would do data streams like this, right? Because they would be silly and a little dumb if they did what I did, but I don't care. And it's so fun to be involved as a consumer. Yeah, there's a reason why brands don't just like tell you their information. So I would like to give a disclaimer. Brands do not steal this information and use it for your own marketing purposes, okay? Like, don't do it. It would just be really mean and rude and cruel, and it might make me stop doing this if I find evidence of brands doing that. So, Sally, no. Sally, no. Sally, stop, actually. Sally, I fucking see you. You better fucking lay off, okay? This is just Holo Taco. People who are here, or simply people. Brands, stay the fuck back. There you go. That's my threat. Thank you, Holly. You're supposed to be studying for med school, but this counts. Yes, this absolutely counts towards your credits. Okay, all right. So today we are reviewing Holo Taco royalty data, which was, or here, let me just get into the presentation. I have a whole PowerPoint and everything. It'll be a lot smoother that way. But in case you're like, what is going on? Why do people care so much about this? I like data. Hi. In case you do not know me, which I know most of you do, but just in case, I have worked for most of my life as a crime statistics analyst or just generally a data analyst at Statistics Canada or Corrections Canada. And while a lot of my job was related to the subject matter related to crime and justice or corrections, most of what I did was data about those topics, and that's after school. So not like after school, like in time. I mean, like after I was done school, which was not data. I did not study quantitative statistics or do data for grad school at all. I was much more into like the sociology, like sociology, not data, like critical sociology. And then later, I just learned data on the job when I started working for the government, and I found that I really liked it, even though I wasn't really trained in it, but it's something that I found was easy to learn on the job when I had the kind of background context knowledge for the subject matter. So personally, I just really like data things. I've been doing it for like 10 years, I guess, and I like pie charts and graphs. Actually, pie charts are the worst, but you know, for this purposes, we're gonna use them. And whenever we have Holo Taco launches, I love just exploring the data myself. I'm often kind of digging into it and pulling numbers myself, even though yes, there's like people on the team who can do that. I just like to look at it because I love it. So let me do what I love. And I will give you as much information as I reasonably can. Obviously, I can't give you raw customer data information because first of all, aggregation is key. I'm never going to divulge someone's like personal customer details. I don't care about you as an individual. Respectfully. Let me say that again. I love you all, but I do not care about your entire data line as an individual. I only care about the aggregate and the trends. So there's that. And then I also, hold on, I'm like, Menchie. Just really going to town there. There's also a limit on how much I can really, give us the credit card numbers, give us the SIN numbers. Yeah, exactly. There's also a limit on how much I can show you because, you know, I can't give you the entire sales data. So I've got a lot of proportions for you. I've got a lot of relative figures so you can look at it that way. And that's what we're going to do. But you know how it is. Anyone who works in data or marketing is like, I get you. So I'm going to give you as much information as I can. And I know you're going to ask for more. And I probably won't be able to give you more, but we do what we can. Got it. Okay. We're going to do crosstabs. Mostly descriptive statistics. I did it all through pivot tables. All right. Who wants the data? Can I get a data in chat? It's Saturday. It's time for data. Give it to me. Let's fucking go! This is more exciting than a Fortnite championship, okay? Gamers? Nah. Okay, we got Holo Taco data here. Yo. Data is pretty, especially if you add holo. Good point, Lilith. Exactly. And that's what I did. I added a lot of GIFs and some holo pictures. Wait, let me see if I can get Menchie up. There, we got a little Menchie. Menchie, do you want to sit in this corner maybe? Okay, let's make Menchie, because this screen is ugly and white around the presentation. Let's go like this. Hold on. The teacher needs to format. Let's go. There you go. I do just want to say before we begin, I kind of feel a little bit sick today, but I really didn't want to let it ruin this whole thing because I hyped it up like last night and I was like, we're doing this, so no day off. I do not have a substitute teacher, so I'm doing it. Is this what Holo Taco board meetings are like? Yes. How do you check my David's T page? Just put !T in the chat. There'll be a direct link. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. What are we doing today, people? We are doing Holo Taco Royalties exclusive input survey #1 results. I'm going to give you a full presentation, a full report from a survey we disseminated last month to Holo Taco royalty members. Who are Holo Taco royalty members, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Holo Royalty is what we call Holo Taco customers who are in the top tier of our customer loyalty program. So if you go to holotaco.com and you click on rewards, it's our rewards program. We launched it just a couple months ago, so it's a new program. But anyone who's in the Holo Royalty program would have gotten an email or should have gotten an email about participating in this exclusive input survey, which was basically our first survey of more to come. But the point was to get to know the Holo Royalty members. So just a few questions on demographics, some questions about like preferences, how often do you paint your nails, what colors do you like, that kind of thing, just to learn a little bit more about who these top customers are and what they like. And it was kind of like an intro to like survey stuff, I guess. And also just what I wanted to know. Just like, what did I want to know? So I designed the survey. I do have experience in survey design. Not like extensive. I have more experience in the analysis side, but I did help design one giant survey that Statistics Canada did a few years ago. And so yeah, I kind of put that knowledge that I had packed away back in my brain to a little bit of use. We were limited by Google Forms, I will say that. So it was not like the longest, most sophisticated survey, but like, you know, we still had some flow questions where if you said yes to one thing, you got a different question. And if you said no, you got a different question. So there's a little bit of that. If you did not get the survey, then, and you are in fact Holo Royalty, then it's probably because it went to your junk mail. Or for some reason you were unsubscribed from emails. So apologies for that. That might explain our response rate. Let's get into that. Okay, survey results, scope and analysis, always important to cover that before we begin. Hold on, why is this weird? Okay. The N, which means the number, the sample size in statistics for data people. It was a very healthy sample size. I can't tell you the actual number because, you know, disclosure rules and whatever. But opinion polls are jealous. You know, like when you watch TV and they do opinion research and then they're like, 90% of Canadians say they absolutely love maple syrup or something. And then like you look at the N, if they even tell you the N, and it's like 837 people. And it's like, that's 90% of Canadians? Like what? First of all, survey research is never a census, which means in English, when you do a survey, it's never gonna be everyone. So you can't generalize to everyone. However, there are some statistical things you can do to kind of like suggest that it is somewhat representative. This survey is only representative of Holo royalty members. So we know that, you know, this is just representative of a small percent of all Holo Taco customers, because most Holo Taco customers are not Holo royalty. Holo royalty is just those who have purchased a lot in the last 12 months. So if you kind of go down the funnel, there's lots of customers at Holo Taco in the last 12 months. A small proportion of those are Holo royalty members. And then we get to the response rate. So of those Holo royalty members who got an email and opened the email, 67% of them responded to our survey, which is incredible. Go response rate. Guys, like Statistics Canada is jealous of this response rate. Response rates are terrible because usually like no one picks up the phone. First of all, I mean, like, yes, people still do phone surveys, but people opening emails, even if you open the email, a lot of people just like, they don't really look, or they just open and delete immediately, or they open and maybe just don't click, or they don't know where to click, or if they click, they didn't complete the survey. So 67% is an extremely good response rate as far as I'm concerned. Like, you're lucky if you get 50%. I know people are like, well, why isn't it 100? Isn't that the best? I don't know. Like, this is just how it is in survey collection. It's always hard to get people to respond. So 67, fucking great. Good job. Thank you, everyone who opened the email and responded. You did great. 67 is an amazing response rate. You struggle to get 15. Yeah, it really depends on how dedicated your group is. Just found the email, need to get better at reading emails. Yeah, there's that too. But there's some survey groups that are more motivated than others to respond to things. Obviously, this topic would be motivating to a customer who's in the top tier, who already loves Holo Taco so much. So I'm not surprised that we had a good response rate. Like, let me just put that out there. But this is really great. You're doing your part, exactly. Yeah. So the limitations of this survey, as always important to note, is that this doesn't represent everyone who shops at Holo Taco. This does not represent Stream either. This just represents a small proportion of Holo Taco customers, but it's an incredibly important proportion, that is, to us, because they are our most dedicated customers. They are the customers who shop the most. And it's all self-reported information. Obviously, this is a social survey. This isn't like administrative data or anything. None of these are facts. They are just opinions that have been self-reported by the respondent, which means like they may say their favorite color is purple, but like maybe subliminally it isn't. You know, maybe they don't really know their favorite color, but like, okay, bad example, but like this is self-report data, so always keep that in mind. And this is just an aggregated summary, meaning like we took everyone's individual information and then shoved it together. You're living for this? Good, I'm glad you're not dying. If anyone falls asleep in class, only Menchie can fall asleep in class. I apologize if I miss some super chats, but I'm trying to present here, you know. Don't interrupt the teacher with free apples. With royalty comes responsibility to survey. Exactly. On the next one, I expect a higher response rate. All right, let's move into who is Holo royalty. So I asked just a few demographic questions because I'm always interested. So the average age of Holo royalty is 30.2 years old. You're all 30 years old. Okay, when I say you, like obviously I'm not talking to the stream audience, but you know what I mean. So let's do age first. Thank you, Jonathan. I did not get the survey, not royalty, but I will leave my review. I do not like you, your channel, or Holo Taco. I love it. And you, thanks for the data stream for us data nerds. The Dark Rainbow Collection is 100%. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you, Jonathan. Oh, how do I continue teaching this class? Okay, don't write your age in the chat if you're under 18. Stop. Stop. This wasn't an invitation to do that. Okay. Let me just do this so you can see it more clearly. So in addition to asking everyone their age, I then grouped the age categories, specifically in these categories. You'll see why on the next slide, because I also want to understand the distribution. So the vast majority of the Holo Royalty members are 25 to 34, which is my age range. Woo! Point for the old people. Remember we used to say that as Simply? But then it's like pretty evenly split between the categories before and after. So 18 to 24, 21%, and 35 to 44, 18%. And obviously like a very small proportion of royalty is you know, under 18. So there's that. And then we had a gender identity question, which I thought was really important to kind of know, because I am very curious of the Holo Royalty and just everyone overall who uses nail polish, like how they identify. So 92% self-identified as a woman. And then we had men were 2.5%, non-binary 3.8%, agender 0.6%, prefer not to specify 0.8%, other 0.5%. But what I found very interesting was actually on the next slide about this. Which, here, we'll just do this one. Here I compared stream viewers to Holo Royalty because I have some of this information from YouTube. But I will say YouTube has slightly different categories on this one. My categories were a bit more inclusive. YouTube just has, this is their language. They have female, male, and user specified. So you can see how Holo Royalty from my survey compares to my YouTube statistics about stream viewers, which is you guys. So I thought it was really interesting that there was a much higher proportion of men in stream in this audience than Holo Royalty. I thought that's interesting. Okay, come on, men, start painting your nails more. I mean, like, I'm not like that surprised that there's a little bit more men just watching, but I thought that was really interesting. Also, YouTube needs more categories. Okay. I don't even know how they do it. Do they just, like, I don't even remember ever answering that question. But okay, that's another thing. Now let's compare the age distribution. Oops. No, I went ahead. That says stream viewers, meant she's just blocking it. So this is how the age of the Holo Royalty members compares with the age of my stream audience. And the Holo Royalty audience is definitely older than stream audience. I don't have an average age because YouTube doesn't give me that kind of data. They only give me data in exactly these groups, which is why I grouped my survey into the same group so I could compare the proportions. So at least we have like an apples to apples comparison for this chart. And I just thought it was really interesting to see that stream viewers are definitely younger. There's a much higher proportion of 18 to 24 and under 18 as well. And then it kind of flips once you get 25 to 34 and so on. So super interesting. Not that surprising, but I thought it was good. Yeah, income is probably a huge variable that influences this. You're gonna have less young people with the disposable income to purchase enough Holo Taco or just like any products to be in the top tier of a rewards program at any brand company anyways. But I thought that was super interesting just to kind of learn like who the audience was here compared to the top customers at Holo Taco. It's always something that I kind of like wonder, don't really know who they are, like, you know, but I think it's interesting. All right, next slide. How are we doing, class? How are you doing? Just reading the chat, making sure everything's under control. Do you get an A? Yes, you do. Yeah, the info is very interesting. I would really appreciate it also if people don't kind of like reach and draw conclusions that aren't being discussed or whatever. Like it's okay to hypothesize and think about things, but you know, let's just keep it a happy kind of discussion. We're exploring variables, and you know, it's possible to do that respectfully. That's all. I love that you labeled each of the graphs. Rule number 1, okay? Never release your data without a source and a title, because someone's gonna copy that chart, put it somewhere, and then someone else will have no idea what it's from, what the source is, what's the timeline, whatever. So I have like these tiny like sources. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. Only like procrastination and anyone who's in research. Look, what did I write? Source: Holo Taco, Holo Royalty Survey number 1, August 2022. Simplydatalogical YouTube viewer demographics, June, August 2022. Tell me you're a researcher without telling me you're a researcher. All right. There would probably be more on this. Like I would have N numbers and stuff like that and more stuff on the axes if this wasn't a public stream. But anyways, okay. What's up next? Polish color preference. I am not shocked by these results, but over 1 in 3, 35%, of Holo Taco royalty members said they like multicolored nail polish the best. So the question was, if you had to choose, what's your favorite color in a nail polish specifically? And 35% of them said multicolored, which was code for Holo, because Holo is life. Is it real? Holo. Yes, I put GIFs in my deck. I could never do this in crime statistics, but now I can. We love the GIFs. All right, any surprises? I'll zoom in. I said I'll zoom in. There we go. Any surprises? What are we surprised at? Surprised at the blue? I'm surprised at the blue too, because that is absolutely not the case when it comes to sales. Blue is definitely not like the second best selling color. Absolutely not. But just remember, the question was if you had to choose what's your favorite color in a nail polish. So I'm pretty shocked that after purple, blue was the second most cited favorite color. Like, y'all are lying. Why isn't it red or pink? I mean, like, pink was next, but this is so different than what I think Sally and other brands who do market research for drugstore or mainstream brands. I think that these results are so different from their market research. Like, they have to be, right? Because like this is pretty not what I would have expected. Because when you walk into the drugstore or like a Walmart or whatever, you see a lot of pinks, like beiges, a lot of reds, some like burgundies, which are also red. But that was way down on the list was red here for favorite color. And I think that's in part because the Holo royalty, or just probably Holo Taco customers in general, lean way more towards exciting colors and shades on their nails. They're not looking for a shade that is the kind of more mundane, accepted, like, okay, polish to wear in society that like an etiquette lady would tell you is acceptable, if you know who I'm talking about, you know. We're different here. Thank you, Jacob. I have board meeting with everything taco right now. A great combo that you would not see in the drugstore. Let's talk about green. What about green? How it's low? All right, okay, let's go to the next slide because I have a little bit more on this. So Holo royalty, in conclusion, loves purple. Aside from Holo, purple was the top fave shade when asked if you had to choose what's your favorite color in a nail polish. So I just excluded multicolored because we all know Holo's like amazing. So had to just exclude that one for a little bit so you could just see a little bit closer just in terms of color, how the preferences ranked. These are all Holo Taco's purple shades that we have currently, and they look so good together. I'm just like, yeah, we have a lot of purple. Let's do more. So in conclusion, we need more purple, right? I think that's what the findings say. Do more, make more purples. And just for that, I think I'll make you guys 2 this year. At different times. How about that? How about two more purples this year? Does that sound good? Maybe. More? Maybe? Oops. Okay. All right. So yes, these are all our lovely purple shades. especially that one. Everyone just loves this one. Oh, fuck. It's like below. All right. But yeah, this is so okay, I'm going to talk about what I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that yellow is the lowest because the sales are also really low for yellow. Don't tell the yellows. Thank you, Andrea. You think you'll appreciate that your boss would meow at each other. Meow, Benji, meow. I love the survey a ridiculous amount. You want to talk about polish? Oh my God, talk. Oh my God, a captive audience for my NBA. Perfect. I know, so many people in here are like, yes, let's explore. Okay, let's unpack this a little bit. I was gonna say purple. Yellow, not surprised that it's the top, that it's the bottom, that it's the least favorite color in a nail polish. Brown, also not really shocked there. Orange, not shocked. Gray, not shocked. Red, shocked. Red? Why is red so low? Like, what? I guess Holo Royalty is just so different from the average nail painter. Green, not shocked that it's on the lower end. Black, you know, this is interesting because I would have thought black, well, first of all, it's kind of a trick question. Some people say black's not a color, whatever. But for the purposes of nail polish, I think it's interesting that black is the 4th endorsed top color, even though that kind of makes it somewhat in the middle. But like, that's higher, that's way higher, I gotta say, to be ranked 4th here than if you did this poll for like average people. Regular people on the street would not, black would not come in 4th, right? So there's that. Thank you, One Coat Black, for, you know, changing the lives of people who want to wear black nail polish. Lots of us love black to put holo on. Exactly. So yeah, because of the toppers. Yeah, I know. That was like always my favorite thing. All right, but purple definitely beat out the rest. And then blue is a close second, but that's not consistent with sales. So that's very interesting to me. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Nail painting habits. So we asked Holo Royalty members in the last 12 months, on average, how often did you paint your nails? And it just for fun in survey design, it's always important to put a timeline on questions like this, because if I just ask you, how often do you paint your nails? You'd be like, well, last week I painted them. I didn't paint them at all. So none. I did not paint my nails. So you need to give a timeline if you're gonna present data about an action that can increase or decrease over time. I don't know why I'm like teaching this now. Does anyone care about these like random? I could just shut up and just tell you the data, but like, you know, sometimes I like to explain the logic behind a question in case there's anyone here who's actually gaining some helpful information for their sociology or statistics class. You care? Oh my God, chat cares about school. You love the stats refresher? All right, okay, I'll do as much, I'll do some of that, but I don't want to detract from, you know, sharing and exploring the actual results. Maybe at the end we can do some questions. Don't inhale the nail polish. Thank you, Holo Combo. This gif of me is not to suggest smelling polish. It is more to represent the idea of just being really obsessed with nail polish. All right, let me zoom in, because it's looking really blurry for some reason. I don't know if it looks blurry for you guys. Maybe it's just my software. So the vast majority, over 50% says they paint their nails once a week, which sounds pretty expected in terms of, you know, people who buy a lot of nail polish. Painting your nails once a week sounds about right. But then you have 21% saying twice a week or more. And I think there might be like some people who like to swatch in there. So anytime you swatch a collection, you're definitely in that category. That's like 7 a week or whatever. And then I had to include, you know, just so we cover all of our bases, rarely or never, which was endorsed by almost no one, or I get my nails done professionally, just in case there's a lot of people purchasing Holo Taco, but maybe they take it to the salon or something. That was a category basically for them. But if you group the two top categories, basically we can derive that nearly 3 and 4, 73% of Holo Royalty members paint their own nails at least once a week. Because the question was, how often do you paint your own nails? You would paint them more than once per week, but the quality of polishes is too good and they last at least a week. Thank you, Rachel. Always great. Right. So this question was limited by the amazing, long-lasting quality of Holo Taco nail polishers, of course, but beautiful nails by Rose Pearl. When I make YouTube videos, I have to paint 2 or 3 designs in one day sometimes. Absolutely. So anyone who's a swatcher or a nail artist would have picked the top category. Listen, Blue Freezy is my most used polish. I just ordered another replacement with my dark rainbow collection. Sorry for the empty chat. Thank you, Kayla May Not. Some people really love Blue Freezy. I know one of our mods, I think one of our Discord mods loves Blue Freezy. Obviously, this question will also depend on, you know, what you do for work, how you use your hands, if you have to take your nail polish off, and then the people who just like swatching and changing them frequently. But I think these results aren't that surprising. It does seem that the majority are changing their nail polish at least once a week, which is good to know. Let's move on to the next slide, class. Oh yeah, it's Pillar. It's Pillar who loves Blue Freezy. Next question was about nail painting habits. No, it wasn't. I didn't change the title. The teacher, it was wrong. Okay, let's just call this one polish purchasing behavior. You didn't see anything. That's not on the test, okay? Ben was supposed to review my work. My TA failed me. Just kidding. Okay, so we asked Holo Royalty members, which of the following types of nail polish have you purchased in the last 12 months? Because I wanted to know, obviously you purchased Holo Taco, that one, that's why it says 99%, but like, I had to include it because it was a check all that apply question, which is really annoying for data analysis, by the way, but I had to because it made more sense to the respondent for it to be a check all that apply. Anyways, don't get me started on how much I hate check all that applies for data. All right. But after Holo Taco, which was obvious, 37% of Holo Taco Royalty members said that they purchased from indie nail polish brands, and 35%, almost the same, said that they purchased from drugstore or mainstream nail polish brands. These categories were not defined, like I didn't give examples. It's basically just what that represented to the respondent. So when they think of indie, are they like, yeah, I buy indie? Or when they think of drugstore or mainstream, and they're like, yeah, I buy, or I don't buy. How is the number only 99? Yeah, I don't know. Like a few people trolled, I don't know. Like, obviously you bought Holo Taco. What happened? I don't know. Sometimes little errors happen. Not trying to get political here, but y'all sleep on yellows, vote yellows. Amber Apathy joining the yellow Holo Taco family was such a great highlight of the year for me. Yellows are year-round when you use the right tone. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, we will talk about dark rainbow sales at the end of this stream, so stay tuned. I have some bonus information on that.
Yellows are year-round when you use the right tone. Yellow heart.
All right. So this is interesting for me to know. Also, that very small proportions of Holo Royalty people say that they purchase from professional or salon brands. So it's like not really something that they're into for the most part. And then I had to add the categories because I'm trying to cover all my bases. Celebrity or influencer nail polish brands that aren't Holo Taco, to be extremely clear, and 2.6% of our royalty members said that. Now there aren't that many, like it's not like there's a bunch, but there's a few. Like I reviewed a few, like MGK and Tyler the Creator, Harry Styles has nail polish. There's a few around there, but I might have had to like give them an example to remind people that they purchased, but I didn't want to start actually writing other brands. Oh, you want me to zoom? Sorry, yeah, it's a little blurry. There, you know Holo Taco's 100% or 99%. There you go. But yeah, I thought more people would say that they bought from other influencer or celebrity brands, but I guess not really. I guess you guys are like, nope, Holo Taco's it for me. I don't think I would count a collab, no. It's like, is the brand itself headed by a celebrity or an influencer is kind of what I was thinking. Designer nail polish brands would have been like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, or does Louis Vuitton make nail polish? Christian Louboutin, that's who I meant. And I don't buy nail polish was a trick question. No one failed. All right. Only Holo Taco? Only Holo Taco in my life. Thank you guys. Next slide was Holo Taco discovery, because as an influencer, I wanted to know, like, are people who are in our Holo Taco royalty member tier, did they discover Holo Taco because of me, or did they find it not because of me? So I kind of, you know, it's interesting and I want to know. So we asked two questions, two different questions that are similar. The first one was, what did you discover first, Simplydatalogical or Holo Taco? And 93%, the majority, said that they discovered Simplydatalogical before they discovered Holo Taco, which is not really surprising because, first of all, I've been around for a lot longer than Holo Taco. But also, you know, I am very active in like constantly talking about Holo Taco and promoting it and doing, you know, stuff for every release. But it's also interesting that 7% discovered Holo Taco and then met me after. So interesting. Okay. And then the second question, which is a different question, but similar, was how did you first hear about Holo Taco? 88% said they first heard of Holo Taco through me directly. So maybe it was watching a video, maybe it was on Instagram stories or whatever. And then, here, let me zoom in for the other results. 5.4% said through a friend, family, coworker, or acquaintance they know in real life, not virtual life, real life. 3.5% said another online influencer or online account. 1.3 of them stumbled upon it. Thank you for stumbling upon Holo Taco. Like 1% of Holo Taco royalty just like happened upon Holo Taco. They don't know who the fuck I am. They're like, this nail polish is cool though. 0.8% was online advertising, and 0.9 was other. Was a write-in category that I did not have time to read, but there was so few of them that it was fine to classify it as other. Actually, a lot of people wrote Jenna Marbles or Sophia in this category, even though they should have checked another online account or influencer. But when I was just quickly reading through the other, a lot of people were just writing Jenna Marbles Ramen Nails or Sophia. And I'm like, you should have checked this. Don't write into the other because that means you forego clicking this one. Anyways, the percentage is so low that we can ignore. Not me influencing all my friends by gifting them Holo Taco. Stumbled upon it and then spent $500 on that high quality Holo. Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, all of these over here make up a very small percentage. The majority is, you know, first heard of Holo Taco through me. That's not surprising, but it's always really interesting to kind of like, who are these people? I'm gonna do a follow-up survey just for these people. Be like, what do you think now? Watch my videos on Troom Troom, and now what do you think? No, they'll stop buying. Oh no! Minty, you look so small because I shrunk her in her bed. All right, little tea break. Thank you, Harley Brown. I've been spreading the Holo word on Twitter, Snapchat at work while influencing your friends to get it. Let's get it! And then when that person becomes a Holo royalty member, they can check friend, family, coworker, or acquaintance you know in real life. You know what's also interesting? Is that the people known in real life category is bigger than the other stuff once you exclude Simplydatalogical. But like, that's bigger than another online account or online advertising. Interesting. You know, I would have thought the friend family one was lower just because that's like who talks to people in real life anymore. Everything's online. But yeah, good to know. Thank you, Deanna. Happy to have you here. Probably because people see pretty nails and then ask where they got it from. Yep. Word of mouth, baby. Word of mouth. Hollow mouth. All right, let's move on to the next slide, which was social media group participation. We asked a lot of questions about this, but it's just too much to include on a slide. So I only picked the key messages that I thought were relevant to the stream. Hold on, my eyes itchy. Okay. So 2 in 5, 39% of Holo royalty members participate in my Discord. And I wanted to know this information because there's so much activity on the Simplydatalogical official Discord server. Someone put !, Discord to get a link. There's so much activity in there talking about what's coming next, comparisons, Holo Taco detectives doing like detective work and totally piecing shit together from things that I've said everywhere. There's so much good information in there about like Holo Taco, and if you love Holo Taco so much that you're a Holo royalty member, you would absolutely benefit from being in my Discord to like learn what everyone's learning and piecing together. So yeah, the fact that it's not most people and that most people in the Holo royalty group are missing out on what's going on in Discord, I think should be noted and mentioned, that in case Holo royalty is watching this stream and they're not in my Discord, I'm not just self-promoting my Discord, okay? My Discord is free. I don't get money for people being in it at all. It's purely just a community of conversation. And you only have Discord for this? Yeah. Shout out to the Discord! Shout out Discord. They're probably in the Simply React chat right now, just patting themselves on the back. Good job, guys. You guys are amazing. We love you. And Holo Taco royalty, who's not in there, you're missing out. Just saying. Okay, the link is somewhere. The link is here. The link is below. Discord is so overwhelming. Okay, you think I might tomorrow on the members only stream. I don't know if the members need it, but I might do like a how to use Discord thing, because I do see that, and I once thought Discord was overwhelming, but then I started using it and it's so good. It's pretty easy to navigate. Once you know how to navigate it, you just like pick which chat, and it's so fun. And it's kind of, if anyone's used Slack for their work, it's similar to that. There's just like different threads, but instead of like people being in threads, it's categories. So there's like Holo Taco detectives. There's like a nail gallery. You can look at inspiration picks. There's a Simply React. There's one about tea. There's one about pets. It's just kind of fun. All right. Thank you, Justin. I wonder if we're not in the Discord because we're a bunch of oldies. Hey, I'm an old lady too. I just got Discord a year ago. It was like my Discord anniversary, like a month ago or something. Also, if you're in the Menchie gang, you automatically get a Menchie gang role in the Discord, which means that your name turns pink. You get a little Menchie beside your name, and that's one of the perks of being a member. And you're organized above everyone else. So if you, like on the right hand, it says who's online, like you get put up in front of everyone. Highly recommend the Holo Taco detective channel on Discord. Thank you, Alley Cat, for your testimonial. Okay, let's move on. 15% of Holo royalty members are a Menchie gang member on this channel, which I also thought was really interesting. Because obviously, just because you're a top Holo Taco customer doesn't mean that you're watching my streams all the time. And if I recall, I think it was only like 50% said that they regularly watch my streams. That was a different question. So I now know, which I kind of suspected, but now I have the numbers, that a significant proportion of Holo royalty, at least, I can't speak for the whole Holo Taco customer base, but Holo royalty, the top customers in terms of purchasing, they don't always watch my streams. They're not always here. So it's different groups of people, the people who are always here, like some of the regulars in stream, and people who are the top Holo Taco customers. And now I have the data points to support that, yes, some information is definitely being missed among top Holo Taco customers, because if they're not like, you know, watching me all the time or whatever, then I can understand that. So it was important for me to kind of get the numbers on that. Just because you're a Menchie gang member doesn't mean anything. I also have the numbers of just like, do you regularly watch my stream? But I just wanted to kind of know that overlap, which I thought was interesting. You're busy? Yeah. I don't expect everyone to, you know, drop their work, drop their school, drop their lives just to sit down with me on stream. hanging out with me live is really just, a wonderful experience if you're around, if you're like, yeah, I just want to chill. It's Saturday. Let me put that on while I do work, while I clean the house, while I don't clean the house, while I drink tea or whatever it is. I try and make highlights or get highlights made for most of my streams, especially if it's about Holo Taco. Like there will be a highlight of this one made. But the streams are also posted as VODs, so people can watch them on their own time, even after it's live. But yeah, reality is I talk about Holo Taco because it's a big part of my life. And sometimes there's information that I talk about on stream that I don't post everywhere on Holo Taco, but that's just the way it is. You love having the stream on while you work? Me too. I watch so many streams while I work, while you're on a train. Shout out to the VOD gang. I have to work when you stream, usually not today. Yay! So I have to hide in the bathroom to buy the lunches. Oh my god, Sarah, do not tell your employer. Yo, I've heard people say that though. They like tweet me and be like, I went on an early lunch break, but I got the dark rainbow, so.
I have to work when you stream usually.
Do I watch my own stream while I work? No procrastination. Oh my god, I do not watch my own streams. I only watch my streams if I'm trying to find something in a timestamp or when I'm editing the edited highlights that one of my editors passes over to me. I always edit the edit. So in that case, I kind of watch my stream, if that's what you mean. All right, next slide. Oh no, I didn't finish. Over 1/3, 36. This was the shocker. This is the shocker. Shocker, shocker, shocking news incoming. Data point important. Over 1/3, 36% of Holo royalty members said that they do not participate in any social media groups, specifically about Simplydatalogical or Holo Taco related conversation. What? None. Like they actually said, I don't participate. Nothing. That's so big. I can't imagine a world not participating in social media groups related to a product or something that I'm so interested in. Is that a lie? No. The lurkers? No. Okay, I will tell you the definition.
Of mine put me onto Holo Taco, so I checked it out.
The question was, which Holo Taco or Simplydatalogical related social media groups are you a part of? Being a part of a group means either having joined a group and chatted or joined and became an active or occasional lurker. So this includes lurkers. And still 36% says I don't participate in anything, which means they're not in the Discord, they're not on Simplydatalogical related Reddit threads, which I do not control, but like people have made them. They're not on Holo Taco related Reddit threads, or there's tons of Facebook groups that are like fan clubs that community members have made about Holo Taco or Simplydatalogical related stuff. They say they don't participate in any. They literally check the none box. So I personally find that very interesting, and it's good for me to know because it's another data point that says some of our top customers are just like not paying attention on bad choice of words. They're not really into the social media lore, like groups, sharing of information. They're just like, I'm not about that. Maybe it has to do with age because we do know they're a bit older. Or maybe it has to do with them just like not really knowing that's around. Or maybe they just don't care to talk to other people. And they're just like, just give me my nail polish. I just want to paint, you know? I just thought that was really interesting. I thought it would have been lower, but like over 1/3 is a pretty significant number who are not participating. They must mostly rely on emails, yep. And maybe not even like our own social media. But yeah, that's interesting. But see, the challenge is that even though, you know, they say they don't participate, so like they're probably missing a lot of information about people discussing upcoming launches and all that kind of good stuff. I feel like it's going to be hard to get extra information to that group of people either way, because they've already decided that that kind of thing is not for them. Unless they happen to be in this stream and they're like, I didn't even know those groups existed, now I'm interested, then there you go. But I think these might just be the type of people who are just like, I don't care, you know, I'll get the email when I get the email, and I'll shop when I want to shop, and it is what it is. Thank you, Marika. Anyways, very interesting. Okay. Next slide. Thank you, Pookie Bear. Holo Taco shades owned. Now, huge disclaimer, but I will repeat it again because I said it earlier in the stream, but this is just about Holo royalty members who, in order to classify and get into that category, would have had to spend $500 in the previous 12 months to have been placed in this category. So obviously the outcome of these results is related to their purchasing behavior. Obviously they're gonna own a lot of Holo Taco. Noted. We know this. You don't need to tell me, obviously. But I still wanted to know, among that group of people, how many shades do they own? Because just because you spent a certain amount a year, maybe you just bought a lot of only linear holos. Maybe you bought a lot of like just a bunch of top and base coats. You know what I mean? Like you can get in that category without having purchased all polishes that were released in that year, like specifically. It's just you know, it's calculated differently. So I still find it incredibly interesting. But yes, we know that obviously this group will have a lot of nail polish. So the number of Holo Taco shades owned by Holo royalty members, the max was 106 at the time of the survey. This was before Dark Rainbow. The average number owned was 77. And when I say number owned, I don't mean the number of bottles, I mean the number of shades. So if you have 7 lemon suckers, you only count lemon sucker once. You don't count it 7 times. It's just how many unique shades do you own. Average was 77, the median is 82. And how about we explain some stats just for fun? The average is when you take all the numbers and then you add them together and then you divide by how many numbers you had. And then the median is when you cut off numbers from each side until you get to the middle. So sometimes the average can include outliers because you're calculating with the extremes included, and the median tends to do a better job at axing the outliers. So usually in statistics, like when I do, if I calculate like average age of the offender or something, I would always use the median age because sometimes there's an outlier in there that's like 12 or something and it's just like dragging it down. It's not really good representation. So I personally feel that it's always good to include average and median, but I have a stronger preference for median whenever you're talking about something because it generally does a better job at ignoring the outliers. Okay, now are you still interested? No one owns 7 lemon suckers. I'm just giving an example, a ghost. What is this lemon sucker slander? Maybe someone does. You just hurt their feelings. Glad you didn't bother with mode. Yeah, mode would make absolutely no sense here. Like, who cares? Mode would make sense if I was asking per nail polish shade. Mean median mode. Your grade 9 math is all coming back to you now. Mode just means the most common. So like, if most people said, I own exactly 100, and 100 was endorsed the most times, then 100 would be the mode. But it doesn't make sense for like what we're trying to look at here. Okay, so 3 and 4, 74% of Holo royalty members own at least half the Holo Taco catalog, which is 54 shades or more. This is before Dark Rainbow. So interesting. Okay, and what I want to point out here, okay, is that 21% own everything. And everyone else is jealous. That's what the results say. I know. Do not attack them. Also, I acknowledge how strange it seems that 4.2% say they own less than 30, yet they are Holo Taco royalty. I don't know, but I had to include it as a category because it came up in the data. Maybe they just bought a lot of Glossy Taco and like just 3 collections and just bought those collections repeatedly. It's totally possible, but that's why that category exists. Who's in the 21%? It's the new 2%. Who's in the 21% who owns every single shade that Holo Taco has released? Identify yourself. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. You do? It's you. It's me. Emma's nail art. It's me. Holo combo. It's me. Procrastination. Woo. A rare feat. A rare feat. Yes, I know, because not everything we've sold is always available because there's been limited edition items, obviously. But yeah. That's cool. Thank you guys. The underlying key, I was gonna say key messages. The underlying key findings of this is thank you, obviously. Maybe I should put this at the end, but I'm saying it now because all of this means that so many people have been incredibly supportive towards me and the Holo Taco brand, and just your excitement for Holo Taco and everything we do. Every release, always, you know, I'm just incredibly thankful and grateful. So it's not lost on me that, you know, this means people have spent a lot of money on nail polish, and I know not everyone can, and this isn't trying to make people feel bad. I just want to put that out there. This isn't at all intended to make people feel like bad or less than because they like didn't buy everything. I am just generally interested in the data, and I would like to, you know, take this opportunity to give thanks and appreciation to those who did do this. I know it's not everyone. It's okay. It's okay if this is not you. It's all good. I understand. You know, you gotta live your life. Not everything's about buying nail polish. For some people who can buy all the nail polish, I thank them for buying all the nail polish. But for most people, that's not gonna be the reality. Totally understand that. You know, you gotta live your life. You gotta pay for school. You gotta pay for rent. You gotta do life things. And we love you. I love you for hanging out on stream with me. All right. No one, like, no comment prompted me to say that, but then I realized that I just wanted to underscore that. You're only missing the flaky topper from OG Lunch. You can still buy it. That's not limited edition. There you go. You can complete it. 106. Love you too, Mom. Thank you, Petra. Okay, I'm gonna go on a quick tea break. Hold on. I'll give you a menchie. I'm gonna go on a quick tea break. I will be right back, class. Just a 1-minute break. You can discuss the findings in the chat, and I will run an ad. All right, class, I'm back. Did you refill your tea? Now when people ask what you did this weekend, you can say, oh, just some statistics. Statistics with Menchie. You got a data ad? No way. No, you did not. That's wild. All right, are we all back? We all good? Ready to continue? Your statistics teacher would be proud. Thoughts on making a polish center? I'm looking into it. I'm looking into like everything that everyone says, basically. You could ask me if I'm looking into building like a robot to paint nails, and I'd probably be like, I'm looking into it. Okay, now people will think that's a hint. That's not a hint. See how hard it is? I can't say anything without people thinking like, oh my god, this is coming out next. Simply is inventing a robot to paint nails. It's definitely coming out next week. Okay, alright. See? The fucking Menchie cats. Menchie detectives. No, that was not a hint. I have to explicitly tell you. Okay, let's continue, class. Calm down, class. The next slide is about the favorite formula. We asked Holo Taco royalty members, what's your personal favorite full coverage formula that Holo Taco has released? Now, in this question, we're assuming that they've tried all of them, which is like maybe not exactly true, but you know, we have to do our best here. You buy with a couple of friends, that's why you're royalty with only 44 polishes. Excellent point, Sigrid. So a lot of international customers do like to do that. They will group up orders, and that's how maybe one account gets the benefit of being in Holo royalty. Interesting, yeah, perfect. Thank you for that. All right, so the number one by a landslide was linear holographics, which does not surprise me at all, because linear holographics was one of the first full coverage formulas that we came out with that was like a huge hit. So that was the OG Rainbow collection. You know, this one. And people absolutely love the formula. It's incredibly full coverage. It's super opaque for what it is, and the holo flare is extremely strong for a linear holo. And I think the other reason why it's a favorite is not just like formula wise it applies so well, but people, even those who like don't shop indie polishes, which most don't in Holo royalty, only 30 something % did. If those people are mostly experienced in nail polish from other kinds, they may never have seen a formula like this before because it's absolutely it's rare. I mean, I've seen it, but not often. And when it's done, it's not done well. Linear holographics in the drugstore are not that common at all. So I think people were just like impressed. That's what I think. I'm trying to like unpack it and, you know, give the data some meaning and sense, even though that question wasn't actually asked. But I'm coming to my own conclusions. It's because the formula must just be so good. It's different and unique than, like, if you think of nail polish, you don't think of this first. It's hollow, it's holographic, and it applies so well and smooth, and it comes off easily is another reason why I think it's in the top. Because even though it looks sparkly, it comes off easier than glitter. So for that reason, I think some people say they prefer linear holographics, and that'd be kind of my assumptions based on a lot of anecdotal qualitative evidence. Let's see what chat says. It's good for gradients. Yep. Linear holos look so amazing. Sometimes I can get away with one coat on my toenails. Yep. Shorter nails can often get away with one coat of linear holo, especially the darker colors. You only get holo polish from Holo Taco? You know where to go, Megan. I've never seen any linear holos in drugstores, usually scattered and mixed with silver glitters to make it cheaper. Yep. One of the main reasons behind, you know, the stuff I wanted to do with Holo Taco is like, there is holo in the drugstore, but it's kind of like not that good. It's like watered down holo, basically. Not always, but for the most part. It's the formula. It's subtle and unique. The formula is good for short nails. It's easy to come off. It's definitely a factor. The linears apply well. You have linear on right now. Easy to apply. Yeah, okay. All right, so my assumptions sound correct according to chat. We're doing data validation right now. So holographic glitters, which is like our chunkier holo glitter formula with 3 different sizes of holo glitters in a jelly base, sometimes tinted, but not it's the silver one, came in second. No surprise, because for similar reasons, I feel like a lot of people really love our formula specifically for Holo Glitter, because it's so packed that you get full coverage in 2 to 3 coats depending on the shade. So I think we do a Holo Glitter really well, much better than any drugstore. Has like random particles of like 7 glitters floating in a bottle of clear fluid. Like, no. It's like super packed, different sizes of glitter hexagons. And then including different sizes, that allows you to get better coverage. So there's that. And then in third place, we have Frosted Metals. If you know, you know. Frosted Metals has been, you know, in a little bit of a controversy because, oh no. Okay, a dog arrived. I don't think you can hear, but my sister's dog just arrived because we're babysitting him. And Menchie just got spooked. No! It's okay, Menchie. Go hide in my room. Sorry, hold on. There's a dog in my class. I don't know. Can you hear him barking? Or no? I'll have him come. You heard him? He's really loud. A dog has interrupted the class flow. Okay, let me just finish about Frosted Metals. Frosted Metals, from a sales perspective, have not done that well, generally speaking. Some shades worse than others. We discussed at the end of the 2021 sales data stream that Cold Shoulder, one of the Frosted Metals, the blue one, sold the worst of all polishes Holo Taco came out with that year. Like the worst bestseller of all Holo Taco, and as a result, it was discontinued after being in the catalog for almost 2 years. It wasn't the only one on the lowest seller list. I think Gift Receipt, which is the silver one, was also on the lowest, and if I recall correctly, Cheap Champagne as well. So I love this formula. I think it's super shiny, and pictures absolutely do not do it justice. It's like you need to see it in real life, and in the shade, it kind of looks best, which is the opposite of Holo. But I was super happy to find out that Holo Royalty members voted it as their third favorite formula. So basically, overall, Frosted Metals sell poorly. They just do. But Holo Royalty really fucking loves them. Interesting. Yeah. There's a bit of a like divergence here. You have Holo Royalty in their own category being like, I love them enough that they're ranked third. And then you have the overall picture still, even with Holo Royalty pulling for them, overall they still don't sell the best, you know? So I have these like two competing groups, and it's like, oh no, oh no. I'm hoping all this discussion about Frosted Metal will like increase their love in sales so that we can do more. If you know, you know, yeah. The survey is rigged by Simply as lover of... I rigged absolutely nothing. This is just pure straight up what the results have shown. You have to try one in person to get it. That's another really good point. So obviously Holo Royalty has purchased a lot of the catalog, and they might have picked up one or all of the Frosted Metals and had the opportunity to try it. So I do think these results are another testament to... You need to experience it and see it in real life to decide that you love it. And I think on average, the overall customer base, the prospective customer base rather, who are just shopping, just seeing a picture of it doesn't convert people enough. They're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I'm shiny, blah, blah, blah. But the Holo Royalty members who are used to purchasing like most of the catalog anyways, they purchased it and then they tried it and they were like, fuck yeah, this is a good formula. Or I love this finish in real life. So sometimes you gotta try, you know? Here they are again. Here. See, they look cooler in this light. I don't know what it is, man. Like they look so good on the nail because they're so shiny and just like magical, and the coverage is great. Anyways, this is just me selling Frosted Metals. Frosted Metals, let's go! I want to make more! Holo Royalty loves them. What's wrong with everyone else? Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Some more data for you. 100% of stream viewers love Christine and Holo Taco for their uniqueness, creativity, and quality. Top tiered, though, and through and through. 100% of us heard that dog barking. I will bring the dog. Thank you, Rachel. Your favorite your favorite combo you found so far is a coat of linear with one coat of the same color, frosted metal on top. Ooh, so you got hollow and shiny? I like that. All right. Okay, well, that's... Oh, you know what I didn't even show you was my nails. I should show you my nails. Guys, look what I did. Nail break! We were breaking at the halfway point to do a nail check. Hold on. Ooh! What do you think? So this is a gradient from the pastel linear hollow to the OG rainbow linear hollow shade to the new dark rainbow shade on the tips. Here's the thumb. They kind of look like candy. They look like candy. Like I want it. Do not eat the nail polish. Teacher says do not eat the nail polish. The pink one's my favorite. So that's Pink Fizz, Magenta Jelly, and Dead Petals. My personal favorite from the Dark Rainbow collection. But they all look so good. I think the orange looks really nice for fall. Like I feel like you could do your whole manicure like that. The red is a little, like the red is super strong from the OG. So it's very bright, but I think the orange really works for like a pumpkin-y look. I also think the green looks so good. Look at me like saying everything but the yellow. Bias! Bias in the chat! But anyways, I filmed a little TikTok of this, so I will post that on the Holo Taco TikTok probably like, I don't know, in a week or two when it fits in the schedule. I had to do this. I had to try. Also, my other hand has like the aftermath of doing a gradient. I just have like random colors on it. All right, sorry about that. We had just a little detour, a little data detour. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything in class? Were you guys passing notes in class? Who's passing notes? Miss Pokett's the riot passing notes to me in class. The frosted metals don't photograph best in studio lighting. Get more outdoor lighting. Go outside, says chat. Chat says go outside, Christine. Go outside. Yo, I agree with you. And when I shot the Frosted Meadows collection, I shot it just like everything else in my basement studio. And it was winter, so I wasn't walking outside shooting with my iPhone. Now, first of all, I do not bring my professional camera outside because it's just like way too much fucking shit to set up. Touch grass. Yeah, but it wouldn't have been like touch grass. It would have been like touch snow. So basically, Chad is telling me to go touch snow when it's winter and we have Frosted Meadows. It's touch snow, guys, when it's winter. But now I know that if we have another single Frosted Metal, I'm gonna go outside and at least get some phone footage. Just some iPhone footage of it. But it's always hard to like, I don't like putting, personally, I don't want to put my phone pictures on the website listing. I feel like they're great to use in social media as like comparisons when I'm doing like, here's 4 different lightings. Or include in the launch video where I show you like 1, 2, 3, 4 different lightings, because then you can see context. But if I just take a picture with my iPhone outside and use that on the listing, like my iPhone isn't the most representative color-wise. Like they're just not good. Like honestly, iPhones need to fucking slow down on their software that does this weird thing where they like think they're enhancing the color in the image, and it's like, okay, but now it doesn't look real. I gave a whole mini rant on my Instagram yesterday about that. I'm gonna get a new phone. I'm gonna get the next new phone just to like see if that helps. It's a business expense, okay? I need it. I need the new phone. As I'm just hopeful that that'll kind of help. But yeah, just under studio lighting with a DSLR photography camera, you're right. It's good for color accuracy, or it's better and it's easier to edit that, but it's worse for just showing frosted metals, but better for like every other polish. Anyways, long story short, frosted metals are bae. And you will only know this if you own them. iPhones need to chill with color correction. Yeah, like you don't even do anything and then it just fucking like makes everything really pink or red. Which iPhone will I get? The one with the most storage, because I'm out of storage. All right, let's move on, class, to the same category that I just had another slide on. Fave formula linear holographics. Fun fact, Holo Taco has released 28 linear holographic shades, including dark rainbow. So I added dark rainbow into this. But like, damn, girl, boy, NBs, everyone, look at this slide. This is a beautiful slide. This slide makes me so happy. It's the top rated formula by Holo Royalty. It is also a top selling formula, generally speaking, so those are aligned. And I'm just really proud of the range of color. We have some super bright ones, the OG rainbow. We have some pastel ones for people who like a little pastel. We have the electric holos, which is kind of filling in some gaps. A black holo, a classic silver, hot pink, lime green, and an aqua kind of turquoise, which those three are stunning. Hydropower is my I love hydropower. And then the dark rainbow to satisfy all the dark holo souls. You know, throwback to last week's stream. Throwback to the nail break. Throwback to the nail break before. Oh geez. Okay, the only thing about this slide that pisses me off is that I had short nails. Oh my god. Okay, story time. Teacher's telling you a story. We're taking a little break here again. Getting too distracted by the holo. This is the only set of photos in all of Holo Taco's releases where my nails are short, because that's the one time in the past 3 years, knock on wood, that I significantly broke a nail beyond repair to the point that I had to file it down. And I remember telling the team that like my photos, my acid photos were gonna be delayed because I had to let my nail grow out like just enough, because I didn't want to do it when they were super short. Also because it was painful. Also that like, 'cause you don't really want to be switching your polish 7 times and taking like pictures and using acetone and all that kind of stuff when your nail has broken so low that it's painful. Like that's just not good. So it wasn't just because I didn't want short nails. Let me just make that clear. It would have been painful to swatch them when I still had that tender spot from the break. Okay, so we didn't push back the release or anything, but we're definitely cutting it really close by the time they got my pictures, because I was waiting as long as possible to shoot them when I had nails that weren't gonna like be in pain from swatching. And then they got the pictures like last minute and added them to the website. Anyways, it still kind of annoys me that that's the only picture that looks different. But it's okay, we'll survive. I'm not gonna redo the shots unless someone gives me 3 days of free time and the rest of the world freezes for 3 days. 3 complete full days where I have nothing else to do. If everyone stops doing things and everyone just freezes, then I will redo the shots. If not, no. All right, next slide was creme polish interest. So we asked Holo Royalty members, are you interested in purchasing Holo Taco crèmes? The options being yes or no. And the vast majority, 95%, said yes, they are interested in purchasing Holo Taco crèmes. Okay. And it's no surprise, obviously. Crèmes are one of the most commonly made nail polish formulas out there. You walk into a drugstore, it's like 80% crèmes. We didn't start off making that many crèmes at first, but we started making like a few more and having small crème drops because people wanted them, and also it really helped us kind of explore and explain the basis for a topper. So as you know, Holo Taco has a lot of top coats like unicorn skins and Holo Taco toppers and that kind of thing. That's kind of what we're known for. I think there's like 17 or 19, something like that. But you can't, like, what do you do if you have nothing to put it over? And there are customers who didn't necessarily have other nail polish. So we're like, okay, let's make some crèmes in some kind of bold and funky colors that didn't look like an array at the drugstore. And you can see right here, plus Party One Purple, all of our current crèmes minus Julien's. This is the Polish Mountain Bundle if you want to purchase 24 shades of nail polish at once. It exists as the Polish Mountain bundle on the website. But yeah, you know, I think it's really interesting that like almost everyone minus 5% in the Holo royalty said, yeah, bring on the crèmes. I'm interested in purchasing Holo Taco crèmes. Okay? So basically, we got to make more crèmes. Now, I don't want to let that data point be misconstrued as we're going to replace Holo or specialty formulas with crèmes. Absolutely not. My intention is still very much focusing on unique quality specialty formulas, whether it's Holo or, you know, glitter or magnetic or frosted metal or like, you know, like other things like that, like shimmer, iridescent. That's my focus. But I also am trying to strategically plan, okay, well, where can we fit just a small little crème drop? I would really like these colors, you know? I think we're missing this, or people are asking for this. Where can we fit them? I don't want it to steal the show, but I still want crèmes. And that's kind of a balancing act that we're constantly making and planning, you know, when we plan a year out for release. It's a balancing act. Okay, calm down, detectives, calm down. I said nothing. Guys, this is a data stream. You need to stay calm. Class, be quiet. Quiet in the chat. So while I don't want people to misconstrue this as, okay, forget all of the special stuff, we're doing crèmes now, I think it's incredibly important to acknowledge how valuable crèmes are to the dedicated customer base, and also to new and just like general customers, because some of our crème sales have done extremely well. There were some crèmes that were in the top 10 sellers. If I recall, it was One Coat Black, I'm Over Brew, Duct Tape Gray. Was there others? I can't remember. Party One Purple has also been selling like insane. Party One Purple sold so much on Dark Rainbow launch, and I'm just like, why? I mean, thank you, but like, that's not what we're here for. So yeah, like we're gonna keep making crèmes that are exciting and fun, high quality, and all that kind of good stuff. Speaking of that, we also asked a follow-up question, which was, assuming it's safe to say you are a lover of specialty polishes, for what reasons are you interested in purchasing Holo Taco crèmes specifically? So we acknowledge that you like special shit too. We're not saying you don't, but like, why do you like our crèmes, dear 95%? So we gave them some reasons, and it was a check all that apply. Hate that for the data, but you know, love it for the respondent. And 94% endorsed liking the quality or coverage, which is a thank you very much. You like Holo Taco crème quality, because you know if we were gonna make crèmes, they were gonna be good. Thank you, Lillian. Like, if I'm gonna make a black nail polish, it's gonna be one coat, okay? And while that isn't scientifically possible if you want a good self-leveling polish in other shades other than black, really, as I've learned, our other crèmes, generally speaking, are really good coverage for the color that they are. And people love using them in gradients or just love slapping it on one color at a time. Oh my god, the chat died. Chat, are you there? Come back. This always happens. Susan, she's trying to cut my data stream. Thank you, Jonathan. Crèmes have their positives and negatives. What's the negative? They're not Holo? The Holo Taco formula is great. Oh, and another thing that has negatives and positives, magnets. That's so interesting. We crashed the chat. Guys, are you there? We're good? No crappy crèmes here. Yeah, exactly. So 75% said that they like having crèmes as a base for specialty toppers, which is the whole reason why I started introducing crèmes. If you remember, our very first launch was One Coat Black, Royalty Blue, and then the 3 Holo Taco toppers, linear, scattered, and flaky. And the point was, put the toppers over the crèmes. So that was the lesson from the beginning. And now we just expanded into a bunch of different colors. 64% said they think they're unique colors. Thank you. 55% says they're a collector and they want all the Holo Taco polishes. I'm kind of glad that that's not the top, you know? I don't want that to be the top. I don't want people's mindset to be, I'm only buying because I have to have them all. So I'm actually like grateful and thankful that that isn't people's main motivation. It's like lower on the list. And then color story or theme seemed like not that important relative to the other categories. Also good to know. People are like, I don't care about the theme, just give me the colors. Ben, is Menchie okay with the doggy? Royalty blue is such a beautiful color. I know, look at it. Look at it sitting right there. Just give us the color orange crème. Okay. Okay, I will. Queen Savvy. Why don't you just calm down? Be patient. Just wait. Okay. The next one is the Holo Taco display rack. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done getting through the data, and then we'll get to questions. Ben, bring me the dog at the end, actually. Bring me the dog later. The dog will come at the end of class. So the question was, so you own a lot of Holo Taco. Would you be interested in purchasing a Holo Taco themed display rack for your bottles? It would sit on a flat surface and be self-assembled, was the subtext there. 81% of Holo Royalty members said they'd be interested in purchasing a Holo Taco themed display rack. Interesting. Just some information we'd like to keep in our back pocket. You know, I mean, like, I don't know what that is on the slide, but it looks pretty cool. Kind of looks really cool. As that prototype. Yeah, that prototype looks really cool. Definitely not anything imminent. But if it were to be mass produced, it would look really cool after such production takes some time. I would definitely never show you something way too early, would I? No, definitely not. I'm in trouble. I'm definitely not in trouble if anything goes wrong in supply chain. Definitely not in trouble. Nope. Yeah. It would not be the first time that I've like hinted, and then like something bad happened in supply chain that was totally out of our control. Hopefully that does not happen, but oh my god, I'm fired! I am getting fired right now, actually. Right now. I'm getting fired. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. I am simply fired. See y'all later. Bye. Oh, do not remind me, chat. Do not remind me. Okay, all right. Let's continue to the biggest controversy of all. It's Midnight Spark, okay? You blue people. We asked people, Holo Royalty members, let's settle this. Is Midnight Spark blue or purple? More than 1 in 2, 56% of Holo Royalty members said they think Midnight Spark is blue. They are wrong. They're just wrong. Like, self-report data is biased because it's what you think you know, but like, it's just incorrect. Notably less than half. This is very significant. Notably less than half. 39% think we can all agree in peace and harmony. Yo, that's hilarious. Oh my god, you're delusional. That's so funny. I can't with these results. I just can't. What the? I'm not biased. What the fuck are you talking about? I love purple. All right, so and a really important footnote is that results may be influenced by respondents deliberately voting against Simply's public opinion. In other words, they are trolling. I think that it's incredibly possible that a lot of respondents said definitely blue just to piss me off. 39% are sweethearts who don't understand, you know, the world we live in and the reality of having to objectively designate Midnight Spark as a color. They're just delusional and think like we can get along. That's also wrong. And 56% of you just want chaos. 56% of you woke up and chose violence. These are all the same color. What are you talking about? These are all the same color, and they are clearly not blue. They're not, that's not blue. You want to see blue? That's blue. This is blue. This is not blue. The whole chart is the same color, guys. That's the joke. You should laugh now. Okay, I don't know if we can move on from this. I mean, 39% hope that we can in peace, but they're also wrong. Mods, ban every blue heart in the chat. Ben, what the fuck is this blueberry? It's blurple, okay? My real answer is that Midnight Spark is blurple, which is a combination of blue and purple, which is indigo. But if I had to choose, if I'm forced in between blue and purple, it's more purple than blue. And I will fight you! No! Ban the whole chat! Ban the entire chat! All of them! Goodbye. No, why are you super chatting in blue? Thank you, Link. No chat. Bad chat. Bad chat. Where's my bad chat sign? Bad chat. There you go. Bad chat. Bad chat. Stop. Chat. Fucking listen to your teacher. What the fuck is this? Is this what you do in class? Is this what you do to your teachers? You fucking scream out the wrong answer? You're not gonna pass this test. None of you get to write the final exam with this kind of behavior. You're gonna get expelled. Do you want to get expelled? I just expelled you. I'm sorry, you've been expelled for aggressive, violent, defiant behavior. I've reported you to the chair or the board or the principal. Is there a there's no principal at university. I don't know who the fuck, the chancellor or whatever. You're all expelled. Okay. Okay, have we calmed down? Do you want to move on? Do you want to move on to sales data? Do you want sales data? No sales data if blue in the chat. Act wisely, chat. What do you want? Do you want sales data? Or do you want to spend eternity in timeout? Some of you are gonna ruin it for everyone. Okay, sales data. Let's go. Data. Say data. Stop saying blue, or you do not get data. I will end this class right now. Data, please. Okay, you want the data? We're all calm. This is blackmail. Absolutely. Let's go. This is my classroom. Order in my classroom, Your Honor. So if you recall on stream during Dark Rainbow launch day, I asked you guys, the stream audience, what your personal favorite was. Shade, that is, in terms of like which color do you prefer the best. So we had what's your favorite shade, and due to poll limitations on YouTube, thank you Susan, please improve. Another request is being filed right now to please increase the number of poll options from 4 to potentially 10. I would like 10. I feel like 10 would cover my bases. But yes, we are working within the constraints of the YouTube stream poll system, so I had to do some math, but like don't worry, I got the summary slide next. This is what the results were for stream. Thank you, Susan, for presenting them. So from the Simply Not Logical stream audience bad survey design poll, there was a sample size of over 4,000 of you, which is great numbers again. I think those polls were only up for like 2 minutes. Again, survey pollsters are jealous. Oh my God, I skipped the first slide. I did it in the wrong order. Okay, backtrack. Forget this. Susan, take a bow. Susan, just hold on for a second. We gotta go to the actual sales data. I was gonna do the actual sales data first. Oops, I'm disorganized. Your teacher's not, it's, you know, it was the Midnight Spark question. You all threw me off. All right, here's the actual Dark Rainbow sales data. This was from launch week. So it includes not the collection box where people bought all 7, but if you just look at the data in terms of the number of polishes purchased from launch day until last night when I pulled this, this is how many were purchased relative to each other. So clearly Lost in the Woods was the top seller as an individual SKU, followed by Crimson Void, Dead Petals, Violet Nightmare, Sunken Secrets, Burnt Bridges, and then Amber Apathy was the lowest. I do just want to reinforce that the vast majority of people purchased the collection box, which means there was love for all of them. I mean, I guess we'll see what they think when they try them on, but like they bought all of it. But if we only look at people who were picking up individual shades, which could include people who only selected a few, which could include people who bought the collection box and then duplicates of their own, which could include people who just bought multiple of the same single shade. So there's a lot of other variables, but these are the end results of how they sold. Lost in the Woods was a rare top-selling green polish. I feel like I didn't actually do this, but from memory, every time we've looked at results by shade, just individual polishes, green is never the top. Like, definitely not. If anything, it's like closer to the bottom. So this was very different than past collection launches. This green, for some reason, really spoke to people. I mean, not for some reason. We all know why. It's fucking beautiful. But this was a unique result in the sense that we never have a top-selling green. And this was absolutely so. Good job, green! I mean, I think I know why. It's because we were really missing a dark, beautiful forest green linear hollow. Thanks, Josh. And this color absolutely spoke to people. So, yeah. Yay! And then I also noted that the top 3, Lost in the Woods, Crimson Void, and Dead Petals, ranked consistently since hour 1 after launch. And what that means is sometimes when we launch a collection and we see that one shade is like leading the pack in terms of individual shades, if you wait 6 hours, it might change to 2nd place. Or if you wait 6 days, maybe it falls to 3rd place and other shades sell above it in terms of like numbers or volume. So the top rank, the number 1 ranker can change over time. But in this case, the top 3, Woods, Void, and Petals, were consistently ranked in that order from the beginning. So like on stream, when I was giving you live updates about the top sellers, Ben was already reading this order to me. And this order remained the same. It was consistent like 10 hours later or 12 hours later when the box sold out, when I checked that data rather. And then again, just last night when I pulled the data. So feelings about the colors or sales behavior of the colors was the same over time, which is also interesting. We didn't have anyone taking over. And then yet again, people sleep on the yellow shade, which is just like so sad. No, this is not a surprise. in part because Holo Royalty voted that yellow was the least endorsed favorite color. And then also just nail polish sales in general. Yellow tends to definitely be an underperformer. Lemon Sucker and Lemon Spritzer were in our bottom 10 sellers in 2021. And other yellows that we've released have also not done the best. Like Gold Play Button was the worst seller of the Christmas collection. It's gold, not yellow, but you know, it's in that tone range. And it's just kind of sad because it's like, why? And then people ask me to like make golds or yellows, and it's like, we do, but they sell the worst. Stop releasing yellows. Well, like I can't just like never release a yellow. What the heck, man? Maybe because our nails are already yellow. Yeah, good point. Another good point as a data to note here is just because Amber Apathy was the worst seller. I mean, from a sales perspective, like that's really important to know because like maybe you don't want to come out with an all yellow collection, for example. But this data includes people who've been purchasing across shades. So maybe it's not the same thing as polling people and asking people what's your favorite shade. So for example, if I poll you and say, what's your favorite shade? You only get one choice. You can only pick Lost in the Woods. But if you come to the store and you can pick up individual shades, you can pick Lost in the Woods and Sunken Secrets and Amber Apathy. And those three add to the data points. So there is a bit of a difference in terms of like the research question isn't the same when we're looking at sales data where you can like have one customer's purchase reflected more than once because it includes all the shades they decided to purchase. Whereas when I'm asking you guys on poll, what's your favorite, you only get one choice. So just a little note about how the data is collected. Are we surprised by any of these results? Probably not, because you were here on launch and you already knew these, but I think I'm surprised, like, purple is often first, but Lost in the Woods was a really nice surprise to have a green leading the pack, for sure. I feel like it's going to be a gorgeous Christmas color or holiday color. Same with Crimson Void, these two together. Could be like a dark Christmas gradient. Oh my god, the ideas. There's been studies that yellow is the most hated color, but then why do so many like food services use yellow? I've heard that like yellow, red, and orange make people hungry. Don't eat the nail polish, okay? You're surprised Sunken Secrets wasn't higher? Again, Holo Royalty, at least, not the entire Holo Taco customer base, but Holo Royalty says says blue after purple is their second favorite color. I just mixed up purple and blue again. But yeah, blue was not as popular here. And burnt bridges, like I'm kind of surprised by burnt bridges, even though I know brown, copper, orange, whatever you want to call it. I know like generally speaking, that's never gonna be like a top seller. I thought the shade itself was incredibly unique. So I thought it might like be in the top 4, maybe just because of the uniqueness factor. But I guess people are just deciding like, I just don't want orange/brown/copper. I want colors, like something more obviously a color, which is fine, you know, all personal preference. I really love burnt bridges. I think the orange gradient I just did on this nail with it, stunning. Show us the comparison to only one polish purchase. Oh, there's too much data running, guys. Like, no, that's just too annoying. Okay, actually, here's the real reason. Very few customers buy only one color or one polish. It's like it's extremely rare. Most people who don't pick up the collection box pick up like 3 or 4 or 5 shades at a time, in part because of shipping thresholds, so people want to get free shipping, and in part because like no one buys just one shade. I mean, not no one, but it's much less frequent, it's much less common for someone to come to the store and just buy one nail polish. It's not worth the shipping. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to what I was actually gonna say. Now, here we are. If you recall, we did a poll on this stream on launch day because I wanted to know what your guys' first impression upon seeing the polishes revealed what your faves were. And now I would like to compare what you thought versus actual sales. Because I want to know if they line up or whether you just talk shit. And here are the results. Let me just repeat that it's not an exact one-to-one, because on YouTube stream poll, I force you to make a choice. And on Holo Taco shopping data, you can choose more than one if you're purchasing individuals. So there's that caveat. But interesting. Okay, interesting. I also had to do some math to put both polls together, but just trust me. I did some averages and whatever. You have to trust me. Lost in the Woods and Crimson Void were disproportionately favored on stream relative to the other shades compared to sales. So if you look here, Lost in the Woods, you had 26% and 27% for Crimson Void, and you had some of the other ones represented much lower proportions in terms of when I asked stream their favorite shades. So there was like a higher variance when I'm asking people for their favorite versus when I'm looking at sales, which is a little more controlled in terms of the variance between the top and the lowest, which makes sense to me for the reasons I just explained, is that on YouTube you're being forced to pick just one, but on purchasing you can buy more than one. So it makes sense that they're a little like closer to each other. So as a result, yeah, sales had a proportionally smaller gap between higher and lower sellers than stream viewer opinion. In other words, opinions were very strong on stream because we're really seeing like your top favorites, like they're really out there. Let me just, can I zoom in so you can, yeah. Here you go, that looks a little better. What does my note say? Note, exclude shades ordered in collection box set. Percentages do not add up to 100% due to rounding. I don't want to see any fucking smartasses who say, that adds up to 101%, Christine, you did math wrong. Yeah, that happens when you have rounding. That's why a smartass always has to fucking put this in the notes. Oh, I know. If I know, I know. Okay. So sales had Lost in the Woods representing a higher proportion of all individual sales. This is data that's a little bit different from this because this is number and this is proportion of all individual sales. What proportion were Lost in the Woods? That's why the difference between the bars might look a little bit different, but it made the most sense to compare it to stream because we're talking about a proportion versus a proportion. Got it? Okay. But yeah, Lost in the Woods was the highest proportion for sales, but not here. Like YouTube voted a little bit, just a little bit more, not like that much, just this much more for Crimson Void. So these were flipped, but they're very close. 20%, 19%, and 26 and 27% are so close that like I'm not gonna tell you it's statistically significant or anything, but there was a small little flip there. And then what do we got? And then the order was, so the order was different here. So that's also interesting. So Dead Petals was kind of on par with being in third place, whether for sales proportion or for stream audience voting. But then Burnt Bridges was actually next in line on stream, but it was not for sales. It was Violet Nightmares. So that's interesting. And then we had like a much lower proportion on stream, voting for Violet Nightmares Sunken Secrets than they were kind of thresholded proportionally in sales. No surprise for Amber Apathy. All right. Everyone's having a Merry Christmas with the top two, though. Okay, one more data slide because I had to, because I was like, this is so interesting to compare to stream opinion, which we can conclude is not that far off from sales in terms of like preference order. Pretty close. I'm not gonna say like you guys are fucking full of shit with this one. Other collections I'll say you're full of shit, but this one you're pretty aligned. I also asked my Instagram audience to vote last night on which one they prefer. Let's check out those results. Okay, we had to change the chart because there's too many bars going on. This is proportion of sales. This is proportion of votes. on YouTube stream audience on launch day. This is proportion of votes on my Instagram from last night. And so we see that Lost in the Woods, with the exception of YouTube where it's pretty close, Lost in the Woods definitely dominated on Instagram. Look at that. Ooh, Instagram loves dark green. And then Dead Petals, which was not as highly endorsed as these two, the red and the green, on stream. And then Crimson Void was less so here. No surprises really at the tail end. Yellow was still in the minority across all three audiences or customers. Burnt Bridges. And then we had that flip we already talked about here. But yeah. Interesting. Instagram really loves dark green. YouTube said Crimson Void, though. Crimson Void. And then Sales said Lost in the Woods and Crimson Void next. And lots of people bought the box. Yes, I said that a few times. The vast majority of people, when purchasing Holo Taco, will purchase all of them. This is just, if we exclude that data, what proportion of individual polished sales were what color? Also, I self-reported on... Yeah, I biased the Instagram because I said Dead Petals was my favorite, so maybe that's why it's higher on Instagram. Oops, bad research, but I wanted to tell people the story behind Dead Petals. Which was that I hung Dead Petals on my ceiling as a teenager because I'm so angsty. My Dark Rainbow collection got delivered right now, so now I can ask what's on the menu for Simply... No, what did I say? I said you need time to play with it, not just delivered. I cannot tell you right now, chat. We are doing data. Class, settle down. Please only ask questions related to the material presented here today. And on that note, questions, comments, concerns. Would you like to place an order? Would you like to subscribe to the stream? Would you like to join the Simplydatalogical Discord server? And put your questions in the chat. I'm going to take a quick tea break. So maybe hold your questions for a second. Chat in the chat about what questions you want to ask. And I will BRB. There's no Menchie. But here you go.
Important that there are a lot of colors people favor but might not actually wear.
I'm back. Questions, comments, concerns. I will not tell you what's on the final exam. Heather had super chatted important. Hold on. There are a lot of colors people favor, but might not actually wear. Exactly. So another thing to note is that there's going to be a difference between what color people say they like and then what they actually want to wear. So yeah, important to note. Nothing really surprising though in terms of this. Maybe it's just because they're all kind of dark holos. So if you're already in the Holo Taco customer base, or you're already someone who watches this stream, and those are the audiences, those are the only audiences I have. I think like these types of people like these colors and they also want to wear them, but you know, you never know. So it's another interesting point. Thank you, Dominique. Since you feel these darker colors are more to you, why did you come out with the brighter rainbows first? because we'd already done a lot of dark stuff with Holo Taco. Like the original launch collection was very dark feeling. Multi-chromes were dark. So I thought it was most exciting to start with the bright rainbows, and then kind of, you know, then we did pastel, and then everyone was like, but where's the dark rainbow? And I was like, you gotta wait like over a year, but we're gonna do it. Well, I didn't say that, but... Here, I'll go back to the screen unless there's a relevant slide. What's this? Ben has pinned Burnt Bridges. Is that your favorite, Ben? Or no, Lost in the Woods is your favorite. You normie. Thank you, Foofy Poofer, Christine. Your Holo Taco business and the community Simply fam are a beacon of awesomeness. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. We greatly appreciate that. Burnt Bridges looks like a finely finished wooden table. A wonderful hollow one. What's Ben's fave? I believe it's Lost in the Woods. I think he said that. That and Burnt Bridges. How did you feel when the box sold out so fast? Like, good and also sad. Yeah, I mean, the box did sell out in about 12 hours, which, I mean, that can always be worse. The worst scenario for me is something selling out like in an hour. I hate that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to manufacture that. And I think that a lot of companies who have been established a long time definitely manufacture that. No shade, just honesty. And I do not want that. However, we talked about this on the podcast, I think. We also can't like overdo it on stocking way too much of something if there's a risk that they're not gonna go, especially when it's something like a collection box, which costs a lot of money and takes up a lot of space, and we don't charge for the box. So we're usually never gonna have like an endless supply of boxes from a customer perspective. It's not something we plan to keep around for longer than like, I don't know, lunch week is normally like what we try and forecast for, but every collection is different. And Dark Rainbow sold out faster than we initially thought, but it just happens, you know? Not every collection is gonna be the perfect forecast because different colors speak to different people, different time of year. There's so many variables. And I see a lot of people say things like, well, you know exactly how many sold from your previous collection. Why don't you just do the exact same and it'll sell at the exact same rate? Like, no, that never happens. I can tell you that with certainty now. That absolutely never happens. It's always going to vary. It's always going to change and differ for so many variables. Season, a customer appeal to the collection, whether or not people feel like they have it. If it was a long weekend, like, although that seemed to like not really have an impact on Dark Rainbow, but it has had an impact, I feel, on other collections. Just things like that. So yeah, it's not an easy math. Thank you to Susanna for gifting memberships. 20 of them. Oh my God, that means 20 of you can come tomorrow. Woo! Thank you, Alex. Will there ever be a holo nude or even a nude creme? I need basic for work, but with holo it'd stay fun. What did I tell you? It's everything you say I'm working on. Everything you say I'm working on. Okay. Not everything you just said. Most of what you just said, technically. Okay. YouTube average age group is much younger. Wouldn't that affect the results when they vote for their favorite and aren't able to purchase? Yep, absolutely, for sure. A lot of people on stream, I think, are not necessarily purchasing Holo Taco. I've done this poll before, but maybe let's do it again. How about this? Let's do that right now, okay? We're doing an exit poll. There's 2 questions I'm going to ask, so make sure you stay tuned. Don't leave. I have 2 questions, and you have to answer both of them. Thank you, Amy, for the 5 gifted. The first one is, have you ever purchased Holo Taco? Have you ever personally purchased Holo Taco? Yes or no? Go ahead. And mods, when the results are done for these, can you just take a screenshot of once it populates in chat? Like once it's in that like red and black box, not as the blue. because the blue means it's incomplete. But when I close the poll, just screenshot and send it to me. So I'm gonna ask 2 questions. The first is, have you ever purchased Holo Taco? I gotta give that a few minutes. And then the second question I'm gonna ask is, do you paint your own nails? Because obviously the subgroup of do you paint your own nails, you need to say yes to that in order to like care. Not necessarily. You could still buy Holo Taco for a friend. I acknowledge that. There's, you know, some exceptions. But I feel like you need both questions to fully understand. But I previously polled people, I think it was the podcast. Yes, we did the podcast, and we asked people who paints their nails. And the majority, I think it was like 50%, 54%, said they don't paint their nails. Which is probably higher on the podcast than this stream, if I had to guess. Just because podcasts is like background stuff. It's not really about nails, whereas more of my stream is about nails. But yeah, there's a lot of people who watch me who just don't paint their nails. So yeah, of course, they wouldn't be in the bucket of Holo Taco customers. You paint your nails for comedy skits? Me too. For years. No, everyone should be able to answer the poll. Everyone should be able to answer the poll. If it's not showing up, it might be your device. You might have to refresh the stream, but it should show up in the top of the chat in like a blue bar. This is just my screen share. You can't actually click where my hand is, but it'll be in the chat. Some devices are weird about it. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm sorry. I know the poll's not perfect. Susan, what my respondents can't even respond. There isn't a second poll yet. There's only 1 poll at a time. Ben, it might be because there's a product being pinned. I'm gonna undo. I can't undo it. Why can't I undo it? It just says pin. Fuck. Ben, can you undo the product listing if you have it open? That could be it. Now we have feedback for Susan. I will say that gathering survey data on a YouTube stream is not good. But it's fun. It's not the best methodology. Would not recommend it, you know, for real research, but it's fun. Okay, I'll try and take it off then. Ben, take off burn bridges. Yo, it won't let me take it off. That's probably why people can't see the poll. What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, Ben, I can't unpin it because it doesn't think I pinned it. It thinks me as you. It's showing it, really? Okay, it's probably a refresh thing. What if I refresh? There it is. Okay. All right, so what that means is you have to refresh the stream. If you can't see the poll, refresh the stream. Sorry, guys. That's just how it is. Refresh and you should see the poll because it should replace the listing. Yeah, there you go. All right. So what's our sample size right now? 1,400. I'll let a few more people answer. Choose live chat instead of top chat. Okay. So people can do that as well. I don't know if people know this, but at the top of the chat, you can do top chat or live chat. If you do live chat, then it doesn't use an algorithm to like decide what you see. You see everything. Maybe just click live chat to be sure. Other than that, I'm not a YouTube customer service. I don't know, guys, why the poll's not showing. Like, I'm trying. Show me the polls. Show me the polls. Okay, I'm gonna end it here because the results haven't changed that much. Have you ever purchased Holo Taco? 81% of you, therefore 19% of you said no. So that's basically 20% who have not purchased Holo Taco. All right, and then let's do a second one about nail painting. That's kind of less than I would have guessed more. But then again, this is a stream about Holo Taco. So people who don't buy Holo Taco probably wouldn't show up to this. So that kind of makes sense. But I don't think that those results are representative of my regular or average stream audience. I will say that. A little bit of a self-selected sample here because of the subject title. Of course, we must acknowledge all the limitations. Okay, the second question is, do you paint your own nails with nail polish? Whatever. All right, second poll is up. If you do not see it, switch to live chat, refresh, or try another browser. I don't know. I don't know. But the question is, do you paint your own nails? Go ahead and vote if you're here live. And if you're here watching on VOD, I know you're not able to vote and participate in it, but you're welcome to leave your comments down below in the VOD in the comment section. Just tell us your thoughts. Give us a little qualitative feedback. Thank you, Velvet Frog. Would you ever consider doing a detectives collection? We have lots of ideas. I'm sure you have lots of ideas. I think we need a polish named Lavender Gate. Well, that was basically Party One Purple, so I don't feel like it would be fair to name a shade Lavender Gate. Also, let me just remind you that 36% of Holo royalty members, at least, and maybe an even larger percentage of Holo Taco customers overall, aren't on social media. And I feel like a bigger percent probably aren't even paying attention to Holo Detectives lore or Holo Detectives discourse. So as much as I love the Holo Detectives and the Holo Taco Detectives love Holo Taco, there's a huge chunk of people out there who purchase Holo Taco who are like so not paying attention or not in the know that it'd probably feel really alienating for them. You know what I mean? As much as I fucking love you guys, and I participate in the Holo Taco Detectives. But yeah, there's that to consider. They're out of the loop, yeah. If you're not here, if you're not in the Discord, or if you're not following Holo Taco Detectives, you're just out of the loop on what's going on for Holo Taco. Okay, let's check the second poll. Do you paint your own nails? 93% of you said yes. Wow. That's absolutely not the result at all we got on the podcast, which isn't surprising. I was expecting there to be a gap there. But that's a lot. 93% of you right here, right now. Right here, right now. Paint your nails. Damn, okay. And to the 7%, you're all just data nerds, I gather, right? The 7% is like, actually, I'm a statistician. I don't know what nail polish is, but I love it here.
Thank you, Christine.
Hi, nice to meet you. Shout out to the 7%! It's like my boss, my coworkers. Do you have data for how the other boxes sold? Well, these results were not about boxes. They were about individual sales. Your data and business streams and podcasts are my favorite ones. Thank you, Sienna. Yeah, I love the data stuff. It's probably easier to do data stuff on stream because it's like presentation mode rather than podcast. But occasionally we do have a podcast about Holo Taco. Any plans on creating and selling a nail polish rack? Did you miss? Were you here? You have missed the class. All I can tell you is that 81% of Holo royalty members said they'd be interested in purchasing a Holo Taco themed display rack. Eyeball emoji. That is the information I have for you today. Also, if you love data and Holo Taco stuff, which is 100% of you here, at least if you combine those two categories, I am planning on doing a 2022 year-end sales review stream, kind of like I did last year. I did 2021 sales data. We did like the top 10, the bottom 10, some other fun stuff in between. I might change a little bit of my methodology, in part because the catalog is different and bigger now. We now have Holo royalty subcategories, so I don't know if I should like switch something up there in terms of results or whatever. But yeah, I'll put something together, but that'll be in January, obviously, because we got to let the year finish. And I need time to make the data. Not make it, but you know, gotta run it, gotta clean it, gotta compile it, gotta analyze it, gotta produce it. Gotta verify it. Gotta disseminate it. All the fucking steps, you know? You're doing a water marble as I speak. Oh, good luck. I work in marketing and my team does brand show and tells. I brought Holo Taco for mine and showed off some of the collection boxes. It was a hit. Thank you. Do they like the designs, the color story? Do they like the product? What's your favorite presentation software? Oh, I don't use enough to be able to tell you anything. I don't really do presentations. Like in my line of work, I never presented. I write papers. That's what I like to do. I actually hate doing presentations, but for you guys, I'll do anything. I don't know. I just use like, this is Google Slides or something. Oh, I did use Microsoft Engage when we had to make infographics, but I was limited to whatever the government public service had available to us. So I don't know. Like, I don't have experience with like fancy software other than Engage for the purposes of infographics. I did not use that for this. Thank you, Petra. I love data when you present it, but I still have anxiety dreams about learning SPSS and the mandatory stats class at university 15 years ago. Yeah, you know, I learned what happened here. Oh my God. My hair said I can't hold on to the data anymore. I learned SPSS when I was in university, and I actually hated quantitative methods at that time when I was in second year because my major was not in quantitative, it was in qualitative sociology. So I was doing like critical theories for criminology and that kind of stuff. But you had to take mandatory stats class and at least a couple quant classes, meaning like the math stuff. And, you know, it's important to understand that stuff and like the p-values and significance and all that kind of shit. But I hated it then, only did it because it was a requirement. Forgot all about SPSS because I was like, I don't want to remember this. And then years later, after I was only doing critical criminology, sociology, not quantitative, just qualitative methods. Like my thesis was all qualitative discourse analysis stuff, content analysis, whatever you want to call it. And then later when I went to work at Statistics Canada, I learned stats on the job. Not SSPPS, no, SPSS, fuck. Like there's a survey that's SSPPS, that's why I always say it that way. SPPS, which is a statistical software program, in case anyone's like, what are you talking about? SPSS made you almost quit your degree? Yeah, it was not my favorite. But then when I worked later in data, we used SAS, SAS was the acronym. And I used like SAS coding language where I'm like, give me this variable, if this, then do this, output it into this table, or recode variable like this. And you have to learn like a coding language to use SAS, like SQL is one of them. And that's pretty much all I used at work. Now, I don't use SAS or SQL to do any of the Holo Taco stuff, in part because the data is a lot easier to just extract, that I don't need to do all that kind of like manual recoding and shit to do that kind of hardcore analysis, because the data is pretty straightforward from Holo Taco, so I don't have to do that. And also, I don't have those programs at home. All I have at home is Microsoft Excel, baby. That's it. So just a lot of Microsoft Excel pivot tables. But I'm also really grateful that early on in my statistics career, I learned how to use pivot tables, which statisticians who do more heavier analysis would be like, you can't just use pivot tables for most statistical analysis. I know. But it's a really useful tool for someone who's just doing descriptive statistics crosstabs to know how to use pivot tables. So honestly, if you're just like a regular person, you're not in math or statistics, but you have the opportunity to learn about pivot tables, do it. It's pretty easy. I will say it's not some code language. There's no coding. There's no weird language that you're like, what the fuck is this? But pivot tables, highly recommend, life skill. I feel like most people can figure it out. Why do you hate them? Do not hate. They're so useful, and you do not need to be a math or a statistics person to figure it out. It's just basically really valuable if you have a whole Excel spreadsheet and there's a shitload of fucking columns and a lot of rows, and you want to be able to look at one variable by another and do what's called a crosstab. So you can see by proportions and categories. You can change it to raw numbers. You can change it to a function or a percent of a variable A or B. You can add 3 categories. You can limit results to like just A, B, or C, or whatever your variable is. They're extremely user-friendly as long as you're like kind of okay in Excel. Why am I doing an ad read for pivot tables? Why am I doing an ad read for pivot tables? It's just like the most basic of analysis that like you don't need to know fancy shit, but like they will help your life. They will help your life. Not sponsored by pivot tables. A nail care stream. At some point I will, yeah. Did you know you were gonna do a linear rainbow trilogy before the OG? No. I mean, I knew I wanted to do more colors in like bright and dark, but I didn't really like spell it out as a trilogy. Once the pastel was envisioned and proposed, then I was like, yeah, okay, we gotta fucking complete it at some time. Yo, can Microsoft Excel pivot table department please sponsor me? Then I will give a demo. I'm not giving the demo unless they sponsor me. Thank you, Alex. What is the Simply fam's favorite shades? Well, Jen likes the frosted metals. Jen is a frosted metal lover, and she's not even in any social media group. Imagine that. Ben likes the crèmes. Ben has his own Ben's favorite bundle on the website. You can go check that out and see which 4 crèmes he chose. And I don't know what Matt likes. I'm gonna ask him. Jen has taste. Power BI might sponsor you. See, because the government, no shade, is like kind of old in their ways. No offense, but like, you know, the government is like the last place to get new innovative tools disseminated to every employee and used and trained and blah blah. Just shit takes a long time, you know. So I never got the opportunity to play or use any more fun new software that's out there these days. I feel like a lot of people recommend R or Power BI. Those were not options for me before COVID. You know, like maybe if someone really pushed for it at work, they could like put in a request and get it, but no one else was really using it, or at least not my department. So it's not really good to use a software that no one else in your department's using, because then they can't validate it. And you know what I mean? Then you have no one to learn from. So like, don't bother recommending me all these things that like I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna stick to my basic bullshit. Can you show us the dog? Okay, do you have more questions or do you want the dog? Bring me the dog! Woof! Bring me the dog. The IT folks hate it when you want special software. I know. I had to put in a special request even for Engage. I'm like, it's Microsoft. Why do I need to put in a request for Microsoft? All right, doggo, let's go. So my sister is away for the weekend, and she gave me her dog. Her dog's name is Bentley, like the car. Because I don't know why. Because he's very expensive or something. Some of you may have met Bentley. All right, how's he gonna behave? Is he gonna be loud? Ben, are you holding him? Oh, he just calmed down, but that's okay. That's good. That means he won't scream. Hi, Bentley. Okay, I'll talk very quietly. Bentley. Hi. I stole my sister's puppy. Hi. Is that Zyler's bed? Hi. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me get him. Because this is Bentley. Oh my god, Bentley, no, don't eat the nail polish.
He thinks you're Jen.
He thinks I'm Jen because we look alike. We smell alike too.
How you doing, bud?
This is Bentley. He's a Maltese, which is
I don't know.
a mix. I forget. It's a mix of a Mal. Wait, does that make sense? I can't remember. He's a half Shih Tzu, half Maltese.
He's a white dog.
Guys, I don't know my dog. Oh, I don't know my dog lore enough. But he's a cute little boy. Hi.
Hey.
He's very anxious when my sister leaves, but he seems to have calmed down. He was. Oh, what was that? He loves the. Oh. What did he say to the cats? What did he say to the cats?
Zyler was like, I don't want anything to do with you.
Zyler's just chilling downstairs, ignoring him.
And she's hiding in the bedroom.
Then she's hiding in the bedroom. Oh, okay. I think he wants down. Do you want to just grab this? I don't want to throw him. Sometimes, like, by accident, I think dogs can jump like cats. So I've definitely been like, here, go down. And he's like, I'm not
so
a cat.
graceful. What am I taking?
Just grab the whole bed. Yeah. And
With him in it?
yeah,
Oh,
put it on the floor. He's a little heavier than the cats. Put him on the floor. Hey, Bentley. Hi.
Well, I'm just wandering around here. That's
I
not
don't
a
know.
good idea.
Okay, Bentley, what do you want to do? You want to sit on my lap, or was that too weird?
You can pick him up.
Maybe he'll sit better in my lap than in this weird bed. We need a Bentley cam. I don't want to put him in Menchie's bed, honestly, because then it'll smell like him and she'll be really mad.
Got it.
Hi, buddy. Hey, Bentley. Say hi. Oh, okay. He doesn't want to sit. All right, okay. Want to see his size? This is how big he is. He's a big boy. I'm a big boy, Bentley. All right, there you go. He's a sweetie. He is like, I want to say like 12 years old. Wait, did I get Zyler before Jen got Bentley? She got Bentley right after Zyler. So he might be like 11 or something like that. Jen's gonna be like, why are you using my dog for views? Yeah, I'm gonna retitle this. I stole my sister's dog. I've already done that actually. When me and Jen did a Simplydatalogical a long time ago, I'm pretty sure I titled it like I stole a dog or I have a dog or something like that. Yeah, we're babysitting little Bentley this weekend. So he might be here during the member stream tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. Or is it, yeah, I think it was that I adopted a dog. Was the clickbait I used. All right. Do we have any last questions? Oh, thank you, Jaxley. I missed the first part of the stream. Would you mind recapping the highlights? Oh man, you can't just come to the end of class and ask for the teacher for a summary. We went through so much. It's a good thing this stream is available as a VOD so you can watch it all. No, I'm not gonna paint Bentley's nails. I would personally not recommend using a product that is not formulated for animals on animals. So a lot of people always ask me to do that with cats in the past too. I would never recommend doing that. Ask your vet. How about listen to them? Yeah. Thank you, Jordan. What is your fave part of doing the Holo Taco stats? Oh my god, all of it. I love sitting in silence, no one bothering me, and coding or pulling data, recoding, running it, cleaning it, and doing crosstabs, finding different trends, coming up with charts, and then having a research question and being like, wait, what about I need more here, and then going back. I love doing that kind of stuff. I always have since I kind of found statistics in my crime research. And the most fun part about that for me now is that I get to do it with Holo Taco stuff, which is my creative child. So not only do I get to come up and play with this and prototype and swatch and take pictures and make cool videos and show you guys combos and do nail art and, you know, show all this to you, but I also get the data from this and then I can play with it. So it's like double the fun, basically. It's double the fun, guys. That like most people would not consider fun, but oh, let's do that question. Okay, how do I word this? What I want, help me word this question, chat. Okay, let's see how much you've learned in survey design and development from this stream. I want to know how much people are into data, or maybe what their experience with data is, or how many people want to hear me specifically talk more about data, whether it's survey design, collection methods, data analysis methods, limitations, whatever. So now I need to think of the right way to ask the question so I can gauge how much of this audience is actually interested in hearing more of like what we heard on today's stream. Go, help me phrase the question. What's the question? You know, this is a hard one to like just say. It's not like, do you wear nail polish, yes or no? Are you interested in Simply Data streams? We're gonna get a little biased because the people here are like, this was great. 2 questions, one for interest, one for experience. I like that. I like that. What's more important than just running data and reading the results is if it's survey design, it's incredibly important how you ask the question. And this should come as no surprise, but like there's so many people who just ask a question to get a result that they want. And whenever I saw that at work and like, you know, I'm not gonna say what, but like, I'd be like, absolutely not. We're gonna do impartial research only, bitch. Go back to your boss and tell them no. When you're doing surveys, it's so important not to, much like court, you can't have leading questions. Objection, leading. And I feel like anyone with data experience where the goal is to be impartial and just to present the results as is has gained a different appreciation for how whenever you see polls and like whatever the stuff all over the internet, or you know, different companies doing market research, like, and yes, I know I just did that, but it's incredibly important to understand how you're asking the question and how that might impact the results. Now, what I did today on stream was like for like fun and whatever, so obviously I had a little fun about it, but I was careful how I asked the question because it can change the result. All right, so with that said, I do like Chatter's suggestion about interest in data and then experience, because those are 2 different things, and I would like to know. So let's do that. Let's do you, how about, would you watch? What, are you listening or are you watching? Would you watch another data stream like this? How about that? This is gauging interest. Yes, no. I mean, most of you are gonna say yes. I'm biasing the results right now. But I wanna do this and then I wanna do experience. I love data. I'm a math major and work as an analyst for a mine maintenance group. Love data to inform improvement. Exactly. The #1 reason for gathering data is because you're collecting information to improve something, whether it's a product or it's a process or it's a service. Whether it's like an exit poll or just a customer satisfaction survey, all these things that you probably come across at one time in your life as a respondent, if not working on it, they're incredibly important for the company or the business or the government or whoever running it to get that information so that they can do better things with that information. And I mean, the hope is that they do better things, but getting the information is the first step. Is there a way to add a channel for Manny ideas? Just go to the Manny Gallery. There's Manny Gallery and there's Nail Polish Chat. There's tons of threads already that are basically there for that kind of thing. What? Would you watch another data stream like this? 3% said no! You know, that's fine. That's fair. You know, that's okay. I'm extremely excited and passionate about a few things. Nail polish, holo, data. And not everyone is gonna be as excited about it by me, and that's normal. If we polled the entire internet the same question and like forced them to watch this just so they could accurately answer the question, more than like 97% would say no. Also tea, yeah, and cats, yeah, of course. You just like taking surveys? Me too. I'm a survey freak. Okay, let's end that poll. The vast majority of stream audience who attended the Holo Taco Holo Royalty Data Review results presentation would like to see another presentation similar to this one. Write that down. To my imaginary assistant. Obviously, it's a self-selected sample because you were here because you want it. Yes, we know. But, okay, next question. Do you, I like this question. This will be more interesting. Do you have experience with data? With collecting, hold on, let me specify. Collecting or analyzing data specifically. So by collecting, I mean, it can mean a whole bunch of things depending on the industry, but like maybe you went to people's houses and were like, hey, I have questions because my employer wants me to get it. Hold on, let me just write yes or no and then I'll explain. Or are you on the data analysis side and maybe you're the one running numbers, you use some kind of software to look at results, maybe you write reports, maybe you put together decks, whether it's like a big corporation or just a small, or maybe you work in finance and you just like do numbers results, that would count here. And for the people answering yes, if you're comfortable and it's like, you know, also respect disclosure rules, don't say if you can't say. Don't tell me you work for like Apple if you're not allowed to tell me you work for Apple. Can they, are they, I don't know. But if you want to, you can go ahead and just let us know what you do in data. I always think it's super interesting. A government economist, PhD student, data analyst in a hospital. Love your job. Interesting. Cool. Labs. School experience can count. Sure. Psychologist, librarian, teacher, prof, chemist, research assistant, stats prof. Cool. Woo! Accounting. Yep. Psychologists. Yeah. They do a lot of quantitative stuff too, and testing scales. Political science, biology, public health, tech company, teacher, microbiologist, intel analyst. I don't know what that means. What kind of intelligence? Information tech, social worker, linguistics, logistics, marketing, accounting, physics, international relations, illustration. So basically, this was all a big ploy to tell you that almost every single career can benefit from knowing the data. Sponsored by data. All right? Because you basically you're listing like every fucking job here. And every fucking job in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not the department you're in now, but maybe a department you could be or might be in later. Data is incredibly important and applies to almost every single industry, even if it doesn't in your specific job right now. Somewhere in a different part of your organization or your industry, someone does data. Sponsored by data. This stream was brought to you by... Yo, I am an influencer and I will force the love for data down your throats. Fight me. You know what I mean? Influencers are so annoying. They keep shouting makeup codes at me. Stop shoving that shit down my throat. But this one, Simplydatalogical over here, keeps telling me to like learn pivot tables, okay? Influencers are so annoying. It is the perfect time for Excel to sponsor me. All right, let's check the results. Oh, I missed a super chat. Synthetic Gesso, I fell asleep watching the stream. Wake up! and woke up to the pivot table discussion, and I am 10,000% here for it. I love playing in Excel. It's my favorite part of my job. It's so much fun finding cool things. So I'm glad the word pivot table woke you up. All right, let's check the results. Do you experience, oh my God, I didn't even write the fucking question right. Do you have experience with collecting or analyzing data? 55% of you said yes. I can hear Bentley barking. Apparently, Zyler is bullying Bentley through the drapes. I'm gonna have to end class soon to go tend to my sister's dog. Pivot Table's new band name? Okay, let's do it. I can't play anything, but that's fine. So yeah, 55, the majority of people in this stream have some kind of experience with collecting or analyzing data. Super interesting. I want to reiterate because I feel like math has done a bad job at marketing itself. Math has terrible branding. No offense to Matt, Ben's brother, who has his PhD in math. But math to the average person who's not already like, you know, a math pro because they were like born with a special brain. Math is so fucking ugly. Like, no one wants to do math unless they're already into math. I am one of those people, honestly. I didn't grow up in school thinking, I love doing exponents. I love fractions. No, I hated that shit, okay? But then I found a subject matter that really interested me, which was crime and justice. Did a lot of work on that from a qualitative perspective, studying theories, whatever. And then went into a job that was like, oh, we do some math here. But not like the math you remember from high school, like different kind of math. And here's how to do it. I'll just, here it is. Just do it this, write this code, do this. And it was way more interesting to me once I applied math to a subject matter that I actually gave a shit about. So I feel like that's kind of the life hack. That's the trick that if you think you're just like, fuck, I hate math. I mean, that's also kind of a meme to just say that. But maybe it's not that you hate math. It's just that you haven't found a topic of interest that you care enough about to do math with it, right? Hate math, find stat results interesting. Yep. Tricks are needed because math in general sucks. Yeah, if you apply math to something that you actually want to know about, like nail polish, then it's fun. Did you have fun on this stream? Because there was a lot of data, stats, and math involved. Got him! You like math now! You can't tell me you don't like math if you like this stream. 93% of you. 97% of you? Was it 97% who liked the stream? Yeah, and 3% said no, never again. This stream's sponsored by math. All right, besties. Hannah's gonna go to the pottery studio, and I'm gonna go play with my sister's dog. But it was so fun having you all in class today. I really appreciate everyone's excitement. Where did the last 2 hours go? Was it 2? It's like been 3 hours, right? Oh my God, it's been 3 hours? That's crazy. I will see all the Menchie Gang members tomorrow for their monthly members only exclusive live stream. They voted to do nothing. I asked Menchie Gang members, what do you want to do? I gave them some like specific options, and they picked the option that was no plans, just vibes. They literally said, let's just do not do anything. Let's just vibe. So I was like, okay, that's what we're doing tomorrow on stream. And that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern my time. Again, that's Menchie Gang members only. It's a bonus stream as an extra thank you for those members for just supporting this channel and my streaming career as a not sponsored data analyst. What is wrong? Name an influencer who influences data. Only me. Okay. Shout out to the mods. Thank you, mods. They're my teacher assistants of the day. Thank you, TAs. And thank you everyone, thank you students for attending. I really appreciate it. And oh, one thing before I go. One thing, if you're all still here, if you haven't ran out because the bell went already, is if you have any thoughts about what other questions you'd like to see Holo Taco ask because you want the results of the questions, you gotta like think ahead a few steps. On the Holo Taco royalty survey, whether you're a royalty member or not, I'm always very interested in what kinds of things you guys want to hear more about from Holo royalty, because that is the population that we said would get the exclusive input surveys. So let me know in the comments after this VOD is over. Don't bother putting it in the chat because it's too many to read. But after this VOD is over, leave it as a comment what kind of questions you think would be interesting to ask, and I will consider them and incorporating them into the next few surveys. I'm working on those, planning them. They might be a little bit further out because we got to get through a few things first. But yeah, I'm also interested on your input on what questions we should ask. Give me all your data. Give me your data. I'm just like YouTube. Give me all your data. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, data nerds, and I will see y'all later. Bye.